Check it out. Soul Sundays, episode number 3.
4.
Or 4. This is 4. I'm sorry. I don't know my mathematics.
I think it's 3.
No, this is definitely 4, bro. This is 4.
Definitely 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who cares?
This is like it's all right.
Can we talk about how beautiful of a fucking Sunday it is today?
We had a
beautiful Sunday in Columbus, Ohio.
Absolutely. Yo, cut the goddamn. I mean, lovely music, but we gotta cut it. We was at Driss earlier today.
Yo, it was beautiful.
New bar.
Nice. Yeah, new bar. And it actually felt like we were in a new city for a second. I was
Yes. Had a crazy vibe. It wasn't even like we were in Columbus.
Yo,
was
High Street stepping up. They're stepping up.
Honest to God, Columbus is stepping up, bro.
Yeah.
God.
Finally.
Because the last thing I want to do is step foot in the Brothers ever again. Yeah, I'm gonna shit on Brothers because I fucking hate Brothers. Fuck them.
I thought we weren't saying bars and names no more.
Well, we are
no.
saying
When it
bars.
comes to that bar, fuck Brothers.
Fuck them.
Oh, shit.
And their shitty service. Actually, I know a girl who bartends there. She cool. But the rest of y'all niggas are whack, bro. No,
Yeah.
no, dead ass.
Talking about, you can't wear denim jeans because that's not part of our
Yeah,
denim
yeah.
vest. You can't wear a denim vest because it's not part of our dress code. It's like, I'm gangbanging in denim. Oh, okay. Okay.
Like, no camo anything.
Yeah.
No white T-shirts.
Niggas are whack.
No forces.
I don't get dress codes. I don't get Columbus dress
If I
codes.
look like a threat, then fine, don't let me in. But don't use some bullshit excuse about my clothing.
Yeah.
Fuck, nigga.
Bro, it's 2017. Like, there shouldn't even be a fucking
It's like they
dress
should,
code.
I feel the same
they
way.
should know, like, even fashion trends. Like, they won't let niggas in with, like, ripped jeans and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, everybody has ripped jeans.
Everyone's rocking them.
Literally everybody. So why are we...
I can't get in because I look fly. Is that what you're telling me?
And that's why
I
niggas...
look flyer than the what's it called, bouncer. I look flyer than him. He's mad.
And he's upset.
Well, he's got to wear a fucking button-up polo.
Whatever some black bullshit that he's wearing. Whatever. Look, I don't even know how we got on a tangent about Brothers. That's how much we have a disdain for Brothers. Oh, fact of the day.
We're having a good Sunday. It's a Soul Sunday. We ain't talking shit.
No, we won't jump to the fact yet. So, where were y'all at for the fight yesterday?
Ooh, that fight was fire.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Triv.
Shout out to Trip because he provided a way.
Yep.
We'll talk
Yep.
about where we were at.
He dropped 100 on that shit.
He got us.
Hey,
Did
We
y'all pay
watched
for
it.
that?
we didn't pay.
We didn't pay.
Oh, y'all are mean.
Yeah, no.
No.
And I felt
Alright,
a little
so-
bad after, but that's my guy. And he knows.
That's my nigga.
He knows that.
If you're paying for something, Driss, I'm not paying you, my nigga. We family.
But can we, Bashir,
Come on,
talk
bro.
about how difficult it was to fucking find a place to
Yo.
watch the fight at?
We were going through the struggle. We were going through the struggle to
We
find that
called-
I
spot.
felt bad. You know that Cassie ended up buying that shit at her crib?
For 100?
Yeah, she bought it.
Is it
So
only
you
like
could have
4
gone there.
people over there?
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
everyone who bought that shit. I love it. Because
They're
they weren't getting $1 out of me, my nigga. That's why I didn't want. We were about to pay $25 to go somewhere to pay for drinks.
And
to
we like
watch
this
it.
bar.
Get the fuck out of
All
here.
we were talking about that he's talking about we love. It's a neighborhood staple. You know what I'm saying? But,
Yeah.
But if I'm going somewhere and I'm paying $25,
and I'm gonna pay,
then I
drinks
have to
while I'm
pay for
there.
drinks?
Yeah, you know, get a little-
Bro, I'm not paying $30. There are some bars that are having like $30,
Not happening.
$30 covers. Like
It's
for a
not
fight,
happening.
yo, like I'm not even paying $30 for like a New Year's Eve like event. Like,
Dead.
you feel
Well,
me?
not in Columbus.
Not in Columbus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not in
it is.
Columbus, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
like-
there's nothing else going on but that fight. Like,
Yeah.
the hoe's not even popping in there.
Right. And plus, I heard downtown was dead last night. Didn't
Yeah,
it?
it was. low-key
Downtown
dead.
was. Bro.
And
We went to Standard.
Yeah, it
was
was
quiet.
Nah, but you know,
I
but you
liked
know
it.
what
I
is?
liked it
Hey, but we
because
ended
it wasn't crowded.
up at the local bar, and we had a good time there,
We had a great conversation.
and we had an amazing conversation about religion with
Shout out to Banana.
Bananas.
Banana?
And she works at
This
Standard.
has been,
She
that's
works at
that's a person?
No,
person.
her
Her name's
name's
Hannah.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you said banana.
They did say banana.
They call her Banana.
like Hannah Banana.
That's funny. That's
That's
funny.
kind of corny.
Shout out Hannah.
She introduced herself as Banana. I'm like, yo, her name's Hannah. Stop playing.
She's definitely white though, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Obviously.
okay.
You think some black chicks walking around saying, "Hey, call me Banana," and like she'd be like, "Nigga, if you don't give a fuck."
Oh shit.
What you say to me?
Plus,
Yeah.
have you ever even met a black chick named Hannah?
No.
Named Hannah?
No,
Yo, that's
I
a
have
great
not. I have
question.
not.
That's a great question. I've never met a Hannah that's black.
No.
Wow.
Well,
That's crazy.
that answers
Yo,
that question.
Black Hannahs, come out.
If you're out
Send,
there,
send us your IG.
Yeah.
We want to see you.
and don't be afraid to come out. You know, the people in Charleston, they weren't afraid to come out with tiki torches and shit. And
Yo.
the niggas are white supremacists.
Can I say, yo,
So-
yo, Plies said the smartest shit.
What?
He sounds really dumb, but he's a smart nigga. But he said the smartest shit because Donald Trump was talking about sending 4,000 troops over to Afghanistan. The
I
award that we're fighting for 16 years. He wants to send 4,000. Blase. Plies hit him up with like, yo, you know what? I got an idea. Send 4,000 of your KKK, white supremacists, Charlottesville. Fuck, is it Virginia? Where's that bitch at?
It's actually the University of Virginia.
Fuck that place. Fuck that place.
It's actually an amazing institution.
No, it's not. It's not.
I heard it.
It's not.
I actually heard it.
It's actually one of the great
prestigious.
universities.
I don't care if it's great. I
Quite
don't care if it's great.
prestigious, yeah.
They got shit there. There's shit people there.
So does Duke.
They don't got
Fuck
shit.
Duke.
They got.
UVA don't got shit on OSU though.
They don't. UVA don't have shit in anything.
Hey,
right
speaking
now.
of OSU though, Thursday.
Oh.
Thursday's the big day.
Can we
Thursday- you like
Yo,
it?
actually,
Hey, you like that segue?
Yeah, that was clean. That was clean.
So
That's clean.
Thursday,
Thursday,
8 o'clock in Bloomington, Indiana.
What are we doing?
God.
What are we
The number
doing?
2 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes.
Thursday, my girl's having people over.
Oh yeah,
so
we're going over there. We're going
Head
to
to Indiana.
shout out Cassie and Sumie.
Hey, we're about a
We
20-point favorite. I think we're about to beat them by like 28, 30, give or take.
I hope so, but after all the shit we've been through, Penn State, Virginia Tech, I look
Michigan
at every
State.
opponent. I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
Remember
I'm
Michigan
taking-
State?
Michigan
that-
State. Oh my god.
Remember when that kicker
Oh,
did
God.
that stupid ass dance?
Oh my goodness.
That was a funny ass celebration.
That was hilarious.
That's
That was
all I could
hilarious.
do was laugh because I was so sick.
So sad.
But the
You know
only
you're
thing I
so-
could do
bro.
was like laugh.
Can we talk about worst sports losses as a fan?
Well-
Like just like
Speaking of laughing when you lost, when we lost to South my sophomore or junior year of high school,
Sophomore,
remember
senior
that
year.
shit.
it was double overtime.
remember
We
that shit.
lost to our rival Westerville South.
That hurt.
We're Westerville North.
That hurt. Was
and
it my
all,
senior year?
And all me and Driss could do, we just looked at each other and just started laughing our ass off.
Bro, it was like, because it came down to like the last
yeah,
play,
and
didn't
it's
it?
like we didn't even know what to do.
Learned
We
it.
were so sick that we were just
well,
like,
Lord,
and,
man.
and no, I want to talk about worst fucking losses that you've taken as a sports fan.
I think the
That's
worst
one of them.
loss,
That's one of them.
to be honest, I think the worst loss was, I forget what year, was it 2006?
we
Or
lost to
7, 2000,
Florida.
yeah, when we lost to Florida in both basketball and football.
Oh, that hurt.
That was
that hurt.
horrible,
That
bro.
hurt.
The thing is,
yours? What's your worst sports loss?
the OSU, the 2006 national championship
Yeah.
when we lost to Florida, when
I
we
would-
had Troy Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner. But the fact that we lost to them in basketball too, I feel like we truly had a better team. Because
Yeah.
Greg
In
Owen was
In
better.
both.
In,
We definitely didn't.
even though he didn't pan out in the NBA, he was still the
I'll
best
tell you
player
my
in the
worst
game.
sports loss.
Hit us.
2011 NLCS or DS.
Ooh.
We lost to the Cardinals. Ryan Howard tears his ACL.
Who is we? Who is we?
Well, the
Because you're
Phillies,
saying
my
we
bad.
like we're all
Yeah,
the
What's
same.
on his
right.
head? What's on his head right now?
My bad. I'm a fucking Phillies
No one
fan.
can see what he's on his
Fuck the
bitch
Phillies.
ass. What's
Love
on
the
his
Phillies.
bitch
Phillies.
ass head.
Wait,
Bombers,
wait, what year, bro? What year?
Nigga, we got championships though. We good. We eating over here.
What year were you
Y'all
talking
hungry? Y'all hungry?
You can't argue
All
on.
right, don't
yeah,
come at
yeah.
me. Don't come at the Yankees when you're a Phillies fan. Don't come at the
It's so
Yankees.
easy to be a
about?
Yankee
Yeah, what year were you talking about though?
2011.
Oh, that was
A black guy.
I remember that he literally had his drink, bro. He was so hurt. He threw it. He spiked it on the ground. That shit shattered. I was like, bro, are you okay? He was like, nah, bro, my Phillies lost.
Is that really how it went down?
Yeah, we're at Mike
I'm
Gorley's house, right?
I might have been blacked out at that point.
We were at Gorley's crib.
Yeah, I remember this.
Were you there for that too?
Yes,
Yeah.
the
I watched the
the
game
condo.
with Mike. Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
the
wa-
condo.
Yeah.
I watched the game with Mike, and
Yeah.
Mike was like laughing low key. But
Yeah.
then he saw how distraught I was. He's like,
He
"Yo,
was so
hey,
serious.
calm down."
Hey, I remember coming upstairs. You were sitting upstairs with him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I came upstairs and Alpha was sick.
We had the best record in
looked
baseball.
sick.
Hey, look, all right. So sorry, female listeners, we don't want to bore you with sports all day long. We'll get into some of the raunchy shit. You feel me? Because I'll be coming in real.
Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Don't do that.
What?
Don't look. Don't look. Don't look this way.
Hey, you should have seen the look
Stop.
I gave Bashir,
Stop.
bro.
No.
Niggas, yeah.
Driss, anywho, how was your fight?
Oh, my fight?
Your fight night. Your fight
Talking
night.
about this?
Oh,
Yeah,
so
we're
it's
going
like-
back to that because
Okay, okay.
Alpha just
Yeah, we
he
didn't
creeped me
really.
out.
We didn't really even talk about the fight. The fight was awesome.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the fight.
It
Hold on, we
ended
got
up-
Curtis here.
Yeah, Curtis is
Shout
here.
out
is gonna talk
Curtis.
about his fight
Curtis.
night. How was your fight night, Curtis?
First of all, how you doing, ladies? This is
Stop.
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 Whoa,
Stop.
whoa,
all right. Yeah, my fight night. We was at shitty ass BBR.
How much did you pay for a ticket?
First of all, I ain't pay shit because I wasn't about to be paying no 25. They said 25 to get in a BBR.
25?
25.
They don't even have. They don't even.
25.99. So we just stood outside and watched that shit for free. Nigga, it was about 80 of us on the street just watching that same little ass screen.
What through the
bruh.
window? Through the window?
Yeah, they was on the patio. We just stood outside the patio and watched this shit. I
Yo.
straight stood outside. We was all cheering and shit. We had more fun outside than the motherfuckers that was in there.
That's hilarious.
That might be the funniest thing I think. I've
That's
heard.
It was
low-key.
cool. We
That's
was just
lit.
looking at them like, y'all salty. Everybody paid cover, bro. We still right outside, right next to him, and watched the whole fight.
It probably had better fun than they did.
There we did. Off top. They was passing us drinks down and shit. Yeah, it was lit. It was lit.
Damn.
Bro, it was like three. Hold up. It was like three.
Somalians.
I don't want to be.
They're
Okay, I
Somalians.
can say
Yeah,
that.
it's a-
All right,
it's a-
all right.
it's a
I ain't want
podcast.
to.
It's a
I ain't want to.
podcast.
You know, I ain't want to mess up nobody's reputation. It was three Somalian girls, bro. Ratchet. They were so ratchet,
How
That's
so?
your people, Bashir.
bro. I'm talking about they was twerking. They was twerking on like old people, like bro. It was like two 80-year-old dudes. They just started
Geriatric
twerking on
niggas,
them.
Like
talking-
hijabs flying and everything.
Oh no, they was no. You can tell they was like,
All right.
nigga, I ain't following none of that shit.
Oh man.
I was about to say, yo, if I could, like, I was trying to,
On hijab and a miniskirt.
Wait,
Oh,
that's
like
the
mini
biggest
miniskirt.
contradiction I've
Yeah,
ever seen in my
That's
life.
so lit.
like a hijab romper,
Yeah, what?
like a hijab romper.
Yo. Is that a thing? Can we make that?
Hijab all the
Make
way
that a
down
thing?
to
A
the
hijamper.
Yo,
Hijab
copyright.
jumpsuit. This
is a
Copyright.
great-
Hey,
do
yeah,
this.
right here, trademark it. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Soul Sunday, a hijamper.
Hijab.
Beautiful girls right now. What you
Hey,
smelling?
Yo,
And that's gonna be part of the next Chris Clark collection. The hijamper.
Check it out. Pop-up shop near
can
you.
we talk about? Oh, actually, you guys weren't there. She was the only person who was there, but we segueing into religion. You know, and we ain't gonna talk about religion forever. Don't worry. I know it's Sunday and people.
up and in.
He said, "Hey, tell me why he took the headphones off." He's like, "You ain't gonna make fun of my God." Nah, bro. I had like an hour conversation with this girl. Her name's Hannah. Nice girl.
Is that banana?
Yeah, that's the banana. we were
Banana.
talking about.
Banana.
Wow.
Bro,
Banana.
it was about because I don't believe in that God nonsense, but
Christopher
you know,
Wallace.
Hey, that's not all of us, by
Christopher.
the way.
Hey, that's
Alpha's
not- that's
only-
literally just
Alpha's
me.
the only atheist.
yeah.
Wait a minute. What was the conversation about?
It's just about like whether God exists or don't exist. It was a
So-
great conversation. Though.
You an atheist?
Yeah, hell yeah. Ooh,
Yeah?
I don't believe in any of that.
You don't believe in nothing?
Yeah, no. Think when you
So, all right, let me ask this.
yeah, ask.
Oh, this
What
is
else?
so.
Without believing none, would you be scared if chaos broke out?
Chaos is in what?
As in, if I feel like chaos is in control because people believe in something.
Well, here's the thing. I think
It's
I'm
in
a-
check.
I don't even know.
Because once people
right,
once people see, if you follow like the not to get too deep, but if you follow like the Mason laws, that's the reason
Oh,
why
we
they
get
don't.
deep.
Yeah,
that's
that's the reason. You know, I was on the verge of getting into some stuff, but once you get into that, that's the reason why they don't believe in the good or bad. That's why when you see them checkered floors,
Yeah.
white and black, it means no good, no such thing as good or bad.
That's
I-
deep.
You know, the thing is,
Yeah, that's
I
why it's
think-
in every movie
all
and every music
here's the-
video.
I think human beings in general, I think it just depends on your environment. Like, you're good if you're in a good environment. If you're in a bad environment, you're going to be bad. I don't think religion...
Yeah, you're a product.
But yeah, I think religion served a really big purpose when we first started out as human beings, when we first evolved and shit, because you need an order, and that's what religion is. Now, I think we have government for that, so what's the point? But the convo we had, it was deep, and I respected it because she was coming out with facts. She was saying, this is why I believe this. And I was like, you know what? I came away with a better understanding of like why she believes that way, even
So-
though I don't agree.
Yeah. So you said that's why we have government, as in that's supposed to keep it in check.
I'm saying it's better than religion right now, because you look at religion,
But
it,
government is religion.
in some aspects. I mean, I think here not so much. I think abroad definitely. Religion and government are tied together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at some Middle Eastern countries. That's straight up like
Yeah, that's raw.
their religion basically is the government. Like,
Well, honestly, that's what religion that's what it is.
Yeah,
It's just a way to
yeah,
that's
control
why
people.
spirituality and
I think
religion is two different
and
things.
that's why
Yeah.
I kind of respect people who are more spiritual than like actual Bible thumpers or like Quran or
Yeah, religion is a blueprint. Spirituality is like
Yeah.
walking through a forest.
Because at the end of
Yeah.
the day, I can't prove what happens when you die. I believe that what happens. I believe in
Afterlife?
I believe that when we die, we end up in the dirt. That's what I believe.
What,
But I
you said
can't-
we end up in dirt?
Yeah, like we're just.
What if
like-
you get cremated?
It's energy.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying like it's black forever. Like nothing.
I don't
we're nothing
think that.
else.
But
I
do
don't-
color do exist? That's why I love it when people say it's just black. I always
Well,
ask, do
all
color
right.
exist?
But my thing is this. All right, so there was
That's so
nothingness.
deep, bro.
Do you remember what happened before you were born? Obviously, no. You were nothing. You're at the bottom of your dad's ball sacks.
What was you?
What was you?
You don't think
know
you're-
that. You don't know that.
All right, well, but these are why conversations like this are so dope because nobody knows.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what
Oh,
happens.
yeah, of course nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody can.
But
cure
that's
the
what
common
religion.
code.
But that's what religion is. It's just a comfort. It's to make you feel better about what might happen when you die.
Yeah,
But that's what
exactly.
I'm saying. But without religion, that's the reason why they keep that in check before chaos. That's how taxes and that's what makes people pay
so you
taxes.
think
Make
religion-
people go to school. Make people go to work. It's because of religion in the long run.
You think so? Okay. I think religion is
That's good
again what I
content.
said earlier. It was put in place to keep structure and order, just like government is now. Technically,
That's what I'm saying. Government is taxes, school,
Yeah.
the trash man, your teacher. That's all government.
That's real.
So without religion, all that falls apart because we're all stems.
So it's connect. Okay.
Exactly.
I see
We're
where
all
you're coming
stems from parents.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Now, when we get older, the human brain fully develops at 25.
Yep.
So
So we're all at our peak right now.
Yeah. No,
all
your
that-
brain's
for me.
fully
that's
developed.
the reason why
Yep.
we're so introspective right now.
Yeah. No, if I
We're all 25 except for
well,
Driss.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Driss
saying.
24.
Like this
Yep,
conversation,
24.
I couldn't have this conversation 7 years ago.
Oh, nah.
I know so much more about like.
No, you could.
world.
It's just that you wouldn't.
Yeah.
But we were
You wouldn't
young.
know the guidelines.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
have.
We were
saying-
young though. We were
saying,
18.
You don't know all
19.
angles of it. You just don't know all angles of the whole.
This time 7 years ago, I would not be able to have this conversation.
But I didn't care either.
Yeah.
I didn't really
Exactly.
care.
That's-
But that's the best thing about knowledge, man, is because when you're young, you feel like you got it all. But when you get older, you realize how the older you get, the dumber you realize you are.
Yeah. Oh my God, bro. Because I've been telling them
Yeah.
I go down the rabbit hole with shit, and I'm like, oh, these people are fucking brilliant, bro. They know. They're talking
But
about. Like,
no.
but the thing is, the moment you start thinking you know everything is when you're lost. You can always learn more shit.
You know what I hate thinking about? I hate thinking about all the times I could have fucked myself over in the past, bro.
Oh,
Like all the times I was just drunk driving as a teenager, just
Yep.
doing some
and
stupid ass shit.
Even as an adult.
Yeah. I constantly tell people that, bro. You can make 100 correct. You can make 99 correct answers, but that one, it only take
can
one
fuck your life
wrong
up.
one. That'll fuck you up.
You know,
bro.
fuck you up for life, bro.
And there's been times where I'm like, damn, I got lucky with that, and somebody did the exact same thing I did, and now
And then
they're
it's a
fucked
whole
over
different
for it.
predicament.
Yeah,
But
and
that's
then,
the thing about, man, and then it all stems back to religion, though, because that's the thing about faith. If you just go in this life, not to sound corny, but when you put out positive vibes, bro, it comes back to
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
so you believe in energy. See, that's the thing.
That's how I do.
I'm a huge
I don't know.
fan
I
of
don't know
energy.
if I don't. See, I mean, I believe in people's
But
like.
this is energy right here.
Yeah.
You get around like-minded people. That's right. All right,
That's
so
energy.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, like energies are the same thing as like when you get a vibe off of somebody. So like if I hang out around somebody that I just
But
don't
that's
like,
what
I get a
energy
negative
is, a
vibe.
vibe.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all vibes.
Yeah, vibe is essentially energy.
Yeah.
That's what that means. We just don't like to say energy. We
Vibe-
gotta put a little spice on
Yeah,
it.
it's
Exactly.
2017, so we
Vibe.
try. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
no, I wholeheartedly. You know what? And that's why I like having these conversations because when I automatically say yeah, I'm an atheist, people are like, oh, hey, all right, ooh, let
But
me
that's
stay
just
back.
because you're going against the structure of society. Everybody is
I mean,
so
I don't. Here's the thing. I wish I could believe in religion because I think there's some good things. I see more bad than I see good. But again, it gives you structure. For some people, I've seen people turn their lives around because of religion.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah, yeah.
amazing.
But and I love when people say that because you know what? It's not that they turn their lives around because of religion. It's because they turn their lives around for a structure. Some people run around with no structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once that pastor's up there telling you, hey, do this, go this way, play this, do this in school. They getting the structure laid out for them.
and-
But if they just out running around being raised by their friends, because you know a lot of people raised up in single parent households, and when it's just one parent, she got to do everything or he got to do everything. So you're raised by your peers. Your peers don't know nothing just as much as you.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they're the same age.
Exactly.
So y'all raising each other, and y'all don't know nothing.
Exactly. You kind of
So now when you
feed
go to
off each other.
Exactly. So when you go to religion, they telling you that you got an older, wiser guy, maybe 50s, 60s, who done been through some stuff, but he might not know everything.
Yeah.
That's and he probably still making mistakes. That's the bad thing about religion. Because you following a human.
Yeah, and that's my.
And nobody's perfect.
And
Nobody's
that's what I'm
perfect.
saying. You
No one
following
can-
somebody else's
Everybody makes
thoughts.
mistakes.
Yo, you look at the Catholic Church in the '90s. I mean, like, yo,
Yeah,
everybody
like
thought they
Crusaders and all that.
Crusades and well, that's like what 1400s or whatever.
That's
Oh.
way
But, like,
back in the
but I'm
day.
saying like the Catholic Church in the '90s, everybody thought these dudes were perfect people, Next thing you know, they're Jerry Sandusky and kids, bro. Butt fucking them and all that
Oh,
shit.
yeah, they've been doing that.
I've seen a movie about it. I forget what it's called.
These kids,
It's been running the world for a minute, though, bro.
And that's my thing, bro. Because here's the thing, I'd have no problem with people being religious until they start infringing on other people's like lives and shit like that. Then it becomes a problem. It's like, yo, you're playing God at that moment. You're contradicting yourself. You feel me? But you know, that's why I wanted to bring that up because the convo I had with her, I was like, damn, this is a good conversation. Boots was in on this conversation too, the religion talk.
Bootsy.
Boots is with me on the whole religion thing. Like he's an atheist too. Would you say you're an
I'm a
atheist?
science guy. I'm big on science. I'm big on random chance, and good things happen to bad people, and bad things happen to good people. There's no way to explain it. It's just chance.
It's the law of attraction.
But that's why it takes me back to masonry. That's exactly what they believe.
Delve into that a little bit. Like I want to know a little bit.
Explain it.
Oh, it ain't no little bit.
I want to hear. You're going down the rabbit hole.
Like we're gonna educate the listeners today. Like
you're going down the rabbit hole.
Oh, I'm not one, but I've been in like lodges, and I've studied the books and stuff. And that stuff gets very deep, very deep. Studying, tracing boards, and all types of stuff. But people get the wrong constituents about masonry because they think it's just evil off top. Masons it's just a religion. Yeah. You take it good how you want, you take it bad how you want. It's just like regular religion. Some people pray, but they're not praying to who you think they're praying to.
Yeah,
no doubt.
It might be like, God, I want riches. You ain't praying to the right one, then you're praying to the other one.
No doubt. Shit, that's deep.
For real though.
Damn.
Why does it always get tied back to the Illuminati though? Like,
I really see things on that like that, man. I feel like the best lie is sprinkled with truth. So they mix truth in with stuff to make it seem so believable.
Yeah.
I don't really care about that Illuminati.
I don't either.
Blah, blah,
I don't
blah.
believe in it.
It exists.
I
It exists, but I don't think it has as much.
You know why it exists? Because we're talking about it.
Exactly.
Okay, so you think there's a secret society? You think there's like John?
I believe. First of all,
listen,
I believe.
I don't think there's none of that. I think there's Illuminati because we're talking about it. That's something just don't appear out of thin air. You don't just make up a word and make up a whole society. It's
I don't know. People made up a whole religions out of nowhere. Ooh,
you know what? Check and mate, because I met two Mormons that I was like, bro, where are y'all getting this from?
Bro,
So
Mormonism is a weird.
You know something crazy? You know
They
what
don't
the
believe in,
you know what the definition of Illuminati is?
What?
People claiming to possess special enlightenment or knowledge on something.
It's
So
called reading a book. That's
Real
all it
shit.
is.
But
it's all claims,
Hey,
but
doesn't Mormons, they don't believe in sex protection or birth
Mitt
control?
Romney's a
birth
fucking
control?
All I know is they found some stuff in a golden scribe and some
it's
little
based off-
boy.
it's
So
Joseph.
they pray
hold
to
on.
Joseph.
Yeah,
Joseph.
Smith, I think, is the dude. who
Ain't
came
it
up
so
with-
recent though? It's like 100
Yeah,
years
it's
old.
not-
No, it's like
They had an
150
episode of
years old.
South Park.
You know, hold on. Let me explain it a little
That's
bit.
my
Yeah, I
shit,
seen
by the
those
way.
South Park too.
Yeah,
South
that's
Park
what-
be killing some
South
stuff.
Park,
Bro,
man.
they
so
they
deep,
roast society,
bro.
bro.
They so deep. That's
They're
why I
so
love 'em.
politically incorrect.
Yeah.
They just
I love
kill
them.
everybody.
I love them.
Hold up. I have like a broad info on Mormonism, not well deep in. I'm
Yeah,
not
talking.
well versed, but like the dude who started it was like a con artist. Like he was from New York, I believe, started it up, and then like no, he was getting chased away from New York. Then he ended up in Utah, and that's when he started up the religion. I think his name is Joseph Smith. I could be
Yeah,
wrong on
that's
his
correct.
name.
That's
You're
correct.
talking
That's
about the
correct.
Mormon,
the
creator?
person who started Mormonism, and it's just like it's a variation. Like
Is that what it's called? Mormonism?
I think
Mormonism?
it's a form of Christianity.
I haven't
don't
heard.
really
I
know
haven't.
too
I haven't
much
heard
about
it.
it.
I don't know.
sit back.
That's literally all I know about it. He was a con artist, the dude who started that form of Christianity.
Yeah, I've never heard of the actual following.
Well,
I
he's-
just know
yeah.
that a person who believes that is called a Mormon. I didn't
Yeah,
know what the
exactly.
actual religion is called.
Yeah.
Is it called? It's called Mormonism.
Hold on.
Mormon. I
Speaking
think
of the mic.
everything is an
They
ism.
found scribes in America.
They think that what? Say it
What?
again. Say it again.
What was that?
They think they found scribes in America in the West.
Really?
Yes.
Like he,
That's why they're all
yes.
in Utah.
Like
Oh,
he-
yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
around there.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like he settled in Utah.
That's just so stupid because it's like how ironic. How ironic is that you found a whole entire religion that you think is right in a land that you were born in, you thrive in. That's so ironic. That you know what that is? That's a whole religion of ego.
Yeah.
That's just the
Damn.
ego religion.
We really
Like,
went
listen,
down.
Yo,
Hey.
that's facts.
We went down the
That's
religion
facts.
rabbit hole. Hold on. Speaking of facts, can I Can I say the fact?
There you go.
Fact of the day.
Alpha's fact of the day.
I don't know how this dude Alpha knows it, but I don't know if he like
I
looks
know.
up like Google every
no,
day.
no,
I
I'll be looking up.
This dude
a lot
Alpha
of
just
shit.
last week. The fact of the day was that there's in by 2050 there's going to be more plastic straws in the ocean than fish.
Yeah.
I'm like,
fun fact is that?
I was like, Alpha.
Depressing, ain't it?
I was like, Alpha.
is.
How the fuck do you
I'm
know
interested.
that?
Tell
How
me
the fuck
more.
you know that?
Bro, I was.
What's the other fact you were going to say?
Yeah,
It was something
we spend-
mind-boggling.
We spend more on our military than the next 7 countries after us combined. And I think we spend 3 times as much as China. I know for a fact.
Is China the second?
Yeah, they're second. They spend around 200 billion. We
Damn.
spend 600 billion. We spend
But
6 times as much as Russia, and
Hey,
they're third.
but
We spend a
that's
lot
the
on
thing
our
about our
military.
country, man. Every other country is 2,000 years, 5,000 years.
Yeah.
We're what? 200?
400, not even 400.
300, like
Listen,
close
we're
to 300.
babies with muscle.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Hey.
why we're so dumb. And anybody who opposes us, it's like, listen, I'll kick your ass. You might know way more than me.
Yeah.
But I got a lot more guns and I got a lot more hitters.
After
That's what make us big balls.
He
in
said I got a
charge.
lot more hitters.
After World
on me.
War II, we established ourselves as the dominant power.
Hey, what's North Korea talking about? What's
Oh,
what's
nah,
their-
they messed up over there, bro.
Pull
Hey,
up.
what's,
You know,
hey,
I
what's
heard
their
that-
rank? What's their
Pull
rank?
up,
What's their
bro.
rank on
Man,
that,
I
bro?
heard some
Like
funny stuff,
23rd?
bro. They was
They
saying
ain't
like,
talking about us.
The military? Oh, they're in
Yeah.
the top 5.
what would change them, bro, is the
Fuck 'em.
internet. That's why they don't allow them with
Yep.
the internet.
Yep.
Phenomenal point.
If they had the internet, none of that shit would be popping.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Because they can easily see, they can YouTube and see what we do.
North Korea
We
is
walking down the street, fucking buying apples and smoking blunts.
Bro, really though.
And these motherfuckers is just
Yo.
trapped in their houses, and
Walking
having to
around-
cry for a motherfucker that they don't care about.
Walking around like robots.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
bro.
North Korea is the worst country on the planet to live in. Like literally.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they have slaves still. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
they're
there's a lot
low
of
key,
countries-
they're
What's the spot
slaves.
with the what's the spot with the iPhone with the phone companies where they like jumping off of buildings and stuff?
What?
Is that China?
Wait, what
Yeah,
happened?
they got like
Hey,
nets
speak on it,
at
speak
the
on it.
bottom of their
Yeah, and that's
corporate
China.
buildings.
Hold on.
Because so many people are trying to
that's,
commit suicide.
That's
hold on.
not China.
Yeah.
That's Japan. That's
Yeah,
Japan.
it's some kind of
No,
it's
Apple employees
That's Japan.
in China that are making all the phones are jumping off the buildings so often they built nets
To
around
prevent
the
suicide?
manufacturing plant, so it would just catch people trying to kill themselves. It was so stressful.
So they'd be like, "Oh,
Hey,
you
shout
just
out-
try to kill yourself, but go back to work."
shout out Boots for the stat.
And just jump off,
another
land in the net like
Well,
All
damn.
right, well, I guess I'll go. I think that's what was my break time.
Yeah, like oh yeah, let me just
Let me
catch
try to
it.
kill myself real
Yeah,
quick.
let
And
me-
then,
yeah.
oh, it
So
didn't
you're
work.
telling me
Let
they're
me go back
working?
there.
They're
Oh,
working
yeah,
that
right.
hard that they're just like, all right, I'm sick of working. I have to kill myself.
Bro,
Yeah.
that's miserable, bro. I heard in like places like that, bro, they make like 37 cents an hour.
That's like a
If you got a
sweat. That's like
family of-
sweatshops,
Bro, you got a family
Shit.
of 3, 37 cents.
bro.
37 cents an hour, bro. Like,
Like that's literally like,
we bitching and complaining about, man, I make $8 an hour.
bro. If you work
Bro,
8
I
hours a
make
day, you
37
make like
cents an hour.
$10.
If
I will
you're-
never look at my iPhone the same way again, bro.
Look, bro, if you're poor in America, you're still like richer than the
Oh,
majority
you
of
richer
people.
than a lot. Hell yeah.
Hey, if you have an iPhone, this is what I heard. If you had an iPhone, your life is automatically better than 70.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, I mean, but that's
70% of the
real.
people- 70% of the people on the earth. That's how much better your life is.
But
I
if you
learned
have
so
an
much
iPhone,
stuff about how them
you have an
iPhones and stuff is built, bro. Oh my god, man, there's so much child slavery that go on outside of here.
It's
They
fucked
built
up,
them,
low-key.
build up one iPhone.
Actually, I said low key. No, it is fucked up. Period. Like, there ain't no low key about it. And that shit's worrisome. But in a way, it's like we feel bad, but we're like, look, I still got this iPhone though. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
like, yo, slave away,
yeah,
my
on
nigga.
another note, we like shit, man. You see this girl on Instagram, bro? She got the
Yeah,
cannon.
exactly. Like, I can't. That's why I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, yo, look, even if life's like kicking my ass at the moment, bro, I'm so lucky. Like, we all are, bro.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
we're lucky to
bro, I
even
don't
grow.
take nothing for granted,
Yeah.
bro. That's what I was just. I don't know if y'all remember. Y'all remember Jeff Harper?
Yeah,
Oh, that's my,
Yeah,
that's
that's
my
my
homie.
homie.
That's all I'm
Yeah,
like 2 weeks ago.
You know, me and him, we just did a session up at Hoover Dam and
Working out?
running session and everything,
Yeah.
jump rope and all that. But that's what I was just telling him, man. Sometimes like I said, I'm a big fan of that positive energy stuff. So sometimes you gotta
Marcus
say
is
stuff,
all about that.
you gotta say stuff out loud, bro. Like
Put it in the atmosphere.
you gotta say stuff out loud. Like sometimes, bruh, I've learned how to do it so much. People think I'm crazy. Like I'll just be driving in the car and just mention all the things that's going good in my life. I won't say the bad. I'll just say like, man, I got a car.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll just say to myself like, man, I got a car. I got a crib. I got
That's
people
real.
that love me.
Yeah.
I can easily go over a friend's house and have a good conversation.
Oh yeah,
And I
no
say
doubt.
that stuff out loud, bro. And
That's
for
good.
some reason, the universe has just put positive energy into my heart. Then I'm
When
like,
you think
I
negatively,
feel better today.
that's
Yeah.
thinking with the
That's
glass.
deep, bro. But that's some real shit, though.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. I do it all the time. That's the reason. Like, I used to be a negative person, bro, when I was younger, because I was so religion made me like that, bro. I was trying to get so deep into different religions and made me kind of like, man, fuck everybody.
Yeah.
They don't know nothing. They ain't trying to learn. But then I started looking at everybody smiling. I'm like, why am I the only dude in this motherfucking room who frowning?
Bro, that's some
real shit.
That's deep.
Honestly, like since I grew up with like foreign parents,
Yeah.
so and
Same.
my parents are very religious.
All of us except for Curtis, probably.
Yeah. So I mean,
Oh,
my
nah,
parents.
I ain't have no.
Yeah, my parents are African, so they're African and they're very strict on religion. But at the same time, like my parents are both Muslim, and as a little kid, they put me in a Catholic school.
Random.
So they didn't put it in. I was in a city, like I lived in Boston. So if they would have put me in public,
Was that by choice or they had?
no, it wasn't. It was because I lived in I lived in the city, so the public schools in that area were just bad. So they had to put me in a Catholic school to get me away
Oh,
from
they
all
was
that
trying to
shit.
just use the best option. that
Yeah,
they had.
that's why we ended up moving to Ohio. But
So ain't that? How was that in the household? Was it?
But
very
in the
contradictory?
household, it was very contradictory. So I'm going to the mosque every Sunday with my pops, and I gotta go to Catholic school throughout the week. So in my head, I'm still a little kid. I'm talking about like
a
kindergarten
mind fuck right
and
there.
elementary school, and I'm just like, this is stupid. Like
Mind fuck.
there's the same shit that I'm learning from both places. So like, what's right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then I eventually figured out that it doesn't really fucking matter.
I mean,
And then when I
both of those religions are a lot more alike than they are.
Every
They're similar.
religion is pretty much the same, except
Yeah,
for the ones that
exactly.
have like multiple gods, like deities or whatever.
Everything
And
in religion-
those are the ones
and
that.
all the religions they just veer off on who is the messenger and who is the actual
Yes.
God.
Especially
Yes.
the three,
Everything else is the same. Don't kill.
Yeah,
Don't steal.
absolutely. The
But
three
yeah,
major.
Don't
Yeah.
hit your brother's
Yeah,
wife.
don't rape.
I don't
no-
understand
Yeah,
how
stuff like
I don't
that.
understand why
Exactly,
in the
bro.
world why are we fighting so much just because like
The
who
beliefs.
the prophet is who the fuck
Right.
the prophet
It's
is.
like
That
who the
doesn't
fuck
matter.
gives a care?
Jesus
Who
gives
the
a
fuck
shit,
gives a
bro.
shit? Like we're people.
Yeah.
People doesn't care. Like doesn't matter. Like that's
Not
why.
to sound corny, but that's when it comes back down to energy again.
It
it's
is.
like, long as you just move in this world, just saying, "Hey, man, brother, how you doing today?
This is why
Hope you having a good
I
day."
want to push back on religions half the time. These dudes, I'm telling you, the dudes in the Middle East that are wilding out right now, if they could just fuck something, I don't think they'd be that angry. I'm telling you, because all the girls are, they have the Khadiths on. They have the Khadith, I think, is where
Yeah.
they cover the eyes. I could be wrong. I want to, if I'm wrong, correct
I
me
mean,
later.
stuff like that.
Yeah, but like, so they're looking, they're like,
But sexuality is built by sensation and, like forbidden fruit. So you have more of a fancy of that. It could be the same. It could be the
Maybe.
chick in your class that wears nothing.
but they
You'll be
can't,
like, damn.
they can't do
Yep.
it.
And then the chick who's fully covered, you be like, oh, I wonder was she?
Yes,
Yep.
it's like a mystery thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like
so
a
that's the
mystery.
reason why they
But I think that's why
push
they're-
back by that. That's why they treat their women like that,
Yeah.
because they can't even see a value in them.
Yeah,
That's the reason why
crazy.
God make women curvy. Like he knows, like everybody is symmetry. That's the reason
Well,
why
I
our
mean,
faces
science
are split
has
a
something
certain
to do
way.
with that.
Yep.
Let me bring science into it again. Women, like, if she has a fatter ass, it means that she like
Yeah,
is
she can
bigger.
bear children
She can
better.
bear children better. So
Yeah.
like the thicker the body, I guess, the easier the pregnancy. So maybe that's why men are more
And the
attracted
more
to it.
bearing.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, oh, I can get her knocked
Exactly.
up 30 times. For real.
Yeah.
For real.
But still,
Hey, that didn't even process until like 2 seconds later. Yeah,
They do.
They do.
And that's the thing. That's why I constantly tell people, I don't push the gym on nobody, bro. That ain't my
Yeah.
thing.
Mm.
But I
I
always tell
love-
people,
Yo,
when you
I've been on
get
it.
when you work out, bro, that's a religion to me. Like it sounds funny, but when I go into the gym or if I'm just around, like right now, what we're doing, this is a religion.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're
it's just
congregating. A
bouncing.
religion is congregation.
bouncing ideas.
That's
that's
all
facts.
a religion is. So once you get together and hash out ideas, hash out what you think is going to happen, hash out what you think should happen, and hash out what's better for the community that you're in, that's a religion, bro.
Facts. That's real.
And that's when I tell people, bro, if you, I mean, it's cool. I'm sitting here drinking with y'all,
Yeah.
but
Drinking
in
is
the long
my
run,
religion.
bro. But in the long run, bro, if you take care, quote unquote, your temple, man, you get such better results of just.
Oh, I mean, imagine how great you like after I work out, I feel so much better about myself.
I agree.
I don't even. It's weird.
Exactly,
It's
bro.
weird.
It's not weird. It's
well, yeah.
it's a lot of science to that.
There you, okay. There you go.
But that's why.
Oh, I don't know the science to it. I just-
Endorphins.
Yeah. Oh,
Your muscle fatigue, lactic acid. I can get into all that.
Even what you eat determines how you
Oh
feel.
my
Man, what you
bro,
eat
what
is
eat
you.
so dope. Like when you eat
And
great,
I don't
when
know
you eat
why
great
we don't
food-
connect that.
This is
no,
true. This is true.
Hey, when you're eating, imagine how great you feel. Or actually, you don't even have to imagine. You know how great you feel after you eat a good meal.
Like shit,
Like,
I
it's solid.
just grilled some chicken and asparagus, and I feel so
feel
good right
so
now.
much better.
But if you
Your
made some,
energy is being
if you made
placed
some
right.
fried food and eat some
yeah,
French
you-
fries, you feel like you got the itis. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? You
Oh,
feel
wait.
like shit.
Oh,
That's
Boots,
because
what-
your body can't process.
Hold on, Boots. What were you
Yeah.
saying? What were you saying?
The problem is with food is unhealthy foods reward you while you're eating them,
Yeah.
not after. So
Yeah.
it's instant gratification.
And
You're
it's
just eating that greasy, fatty,
That's real.
delicious stuff, and then
Shit, I just had
after
Wendy's
that,
out.
it's all bad.
Shout out to Boots Nye, the science guy.
Yo, we can flat out.
Boots Nye, the
we
science
just
guy,
flat out-
my
I mean,
God.
just I had Wendy's before we even did this.
Feel like shit, kind of.
No, it tasted amazing, but remember how I said I was mad tired? I was mad tired after the fact. And I was like, yo, I gotta lay down.
Oh yeah, you said you slept in your bed for like a minute.
Yeah, just to lay down. I'm like,
That's kind of
Your
sus.
body
That's kind of
can't process
sus.
stuff.
Yo, honestly, I'm about to try to get in the habit of just running every morning. Like,
hey,
Bro,
if you
it's
run
so
before you
easy,
eat,
but it's so hard.
run before you eat.
so hard.
I don't know if you ever read the book Sansu, The Art of War.
I have
Oh,
heard about
I have.
it.
I've read that. I've
Yeah,
actually
bro, I
read
read
that.
it like 14 times.
Yeah.
That's the thing about resistance, bro. Resistance, it's always fighting you.
Yeah.
Everything that you do is resistance. You could have easily stayed in that room on that phone and went to sleep and said, "Fuck that podcast." That's
yeah.
resistance
You were
kicking
thinking
your
about it.
ass.
That's
And I
some real
can't
shit.
believe that thought. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that thought might have crossed my mind.
But
Like,
that's what I'm saying. But the resistance would have won. But what you do? We fighting it.
yeah.
And then, bro, resistance is it's everywhere at all times.
Shit.
It's a
Wake
constant.
you
Honest to
up.
God, I recommend that book to everybody because it goes down
What's it
into
called?
Art of War.
By who?
By Sansu.
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 Yeah, his name is
It's
like
an old-ass book.
TZUSUE, or I think it's something. It's
So is
something
it,
crazy.
he's Asian.
I'll show it to you after this. But
He got like a little flower, like concrete.
it basically teaches you how to read people. It also like
I love
it teaches you like how to discipline yourself and other people around you to just like do good in life.
Is that what you were talking about? Where you're like, if somebody's not looking me in the eye, I can already tell.
Yes,
that
I look
Yeah,
people in the eye when I
that's
talk
that
to
book,
them.
bro.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing because that's the first bridge of trust.
Is
The
looking
first
somebody
bridge
in
of
the eye.
trust. The first bridge of trust is when you look at because when you do something grimy to somebody,
You can't
the
look at
brain
them.
naturally goes,
I
"Yeah,
can't
man.
look
So
at
what
him."
you want to do today? Oh, okay, yeah, I feel it. They can't
They can't.
because the eyes is the windows to the soul. It's like, bro, I see you. I didn't do nothing, and I don't know what you did, but you see me as a mirror. So when you look at me, you looking at yourself like, damn, why I do that?
Yeah. So you know you're hurting yourself. You know you're
Yeah.
doing it to yourself.
No,
That's probably how our
Yeah.
parents
What's
know
funny-
we're lying to.
You know what's funny? Even
Exactly.
like, no, exactly.
Because we always got that puppy dog look like, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
funny though, because like,
That'd be like,
when I would meet
so
people
what?
in the
My dad
past,
smacked
Yeah.
I
me
meet people in the
across
past,
the face,
I wouldn't even like look in the eye and be like, oh, hey, what's up? But they could automatically they knew I was just disinterested in meeting them. Right. And then like when I meet people that I actually, all right, well, I'm gonna look you in the eye.
You're more interested.
Yeah, you're more
And then it's
interested.
just like they automatically gravitate towards me more. I'm
But
like,
it's-
so I made a conscious effort to like, all
Once
right,
again,
I'm
it's
gonna
the
look you in the
energy
eye.
too, how they come at you. If
Yeah.
you
Maybe
meet
that's
somebody
why, yeah.
new and they just like, hey man, what's up? You just give off that too, like, oh, what up?
Yeah.
Or somebody
No.
like, hey man, what up? I'm naturally like, oh, what's up, bro?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you feel that. You're just
But-
like, this person's nice as fuck. I
But
gotta
that's the
check
thing about human interaction, bro. It's at the split of a second, bro. Like it's literally like how you blink your eyes, how you move your mouth, how you turn your neck,
Yep.
how you shake my hand. It's
Yeah.
so many things that your brain process like this.
That's the truth.
You can tell so much about someone without even talking to them. If you just see them across a room for a little while,
Yeah.
like you can judge someone.
And that's why, look, sometimes I
It's
want
called people watching.
Sometimes I want to get away from like the phone.
You know what's bad? I
That's
feel,
what I'm doing tonight.
I feel like I have a bad habit of just like acting out my thoughts in person. So like if you watch me from across the room, I guarantee you know exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
What my dilemma is. Like if I got to piss, bro, I'm moving. Like if I got pissed, I'm like getting up, I'm walking around the room, dancing probably like
Yeah,
but
bro.
it's I don't know.
Nah, but
It's
that's
true.
what keep people honest, bro. That's the second bridge. The second bridge of trust, bro, is honesty. Like
Yeah.
nobody in the world likes a know-it-all.
Nobody
So
does.
Oh,
people trust the person who says, Man, I really don't know, bro.
Hey, and
They
touch on.
trust that
I
person,
know.
bro.
We've been on religion.
Because it's
a
like,
lot.
damn, he's not trying to lie. He's not trying to put on no front.
Look,
Yeah, it's like he's kind of actually like taking it through consideration.
He's being genuine.
Bro,
He's being
it's-
genuine.
it's-
And that's what I was-
he's showing vulnerability.
And that's what I was trying to bring up. Even yesterday, I appreciated that convo with that Hannah girl because it was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm telling you what I believe, but I don't. Nobody knows. And the moment you think you know everything, again, you know nothing.
You know nothing. You know nothing at all.
I love it though. I love not knowing nothing, bro.
Exactly. I love
Like, because
learning.
it keeps me like, oh, it's more to learn than this. Oh, it's more to learn than this.
I love
Oh,
it.
I can learn this.
Yeah.
If you knew everything, bro, you would kill yourself.
Yeah, because it's like there's no more. There's no
There's
no
nothing
point left to
else.
live.
That's just like the person with $800 billion.
Yeah.
When he goes down to 700, he jumps off a mountain.
Hey,
Because
but
it's like,
but
bro, I
guess
only got
what? The thing is,
700 million.
and no,
That actually happened?
no.
People
but-
kill themselves all the time because
over
they
money,
go
yeah.
down to like 50 million.
Yeah.
Like,
But
oh,
the
we have
thing
50
is,
million in the bank, and
I
they
think
kill
shit.
themselves.
I think that's what keeps people.
I would
like,
love my
people
life
like,
550.
But then
million.
you just heard
Shit.
Bashir
But
it's
talking.
relative.
You'll
It's
hear that
relative, though.
bum. He'd be happy as hell with
Exactly.
you give him a McDonald's fry and $2.
It's funny you equated
He-
Bashir and a bum,
he
but
geeks.
That's my favorite bum,
I'm
though.
I'm talking about like even with like a Warren Buffett or a Bill Gates. Like the reason, like I don't even think money drives them at this point. They're just going to go because they're like, if I
They
stop,
just turned into vehicles.
yeah, no, if they stopped working, they'd be miserable. I genuinely think if they stopped working, they would be miserable.
Say it again,
people.
Boots.
Yo, it's competitive spirit. That's what
Absolutely.
It's about.
Yes,
That's all it
that's
is,
it.
bro.
No, it's not even a matter
That's
of
all it is,
making
bro.
the most. It's all right. I want to have the most money so I can beat that guy, not because I just want an ample
I don't
amount
know.
of money.
Have you ever read Ryan Holiday's Ego's the Enemy?
I'm reading it right now, bro.
Egos-
I
is that a
read
good
it.
book?
Yo, I'm at chapter 5, bro.
Put that on
That,
my list.
I'm telling you right now. I was telling you about that book. That
Bro.
book, just through 5 chapters, I'm saying one of the better books I've ever read in my life.
Yeah.
I would say,
Bro, I read it over and get
Yeah.
so happy while I'm reading it because it tells you basically how great you are and how much of a piece of shit you are
Yeah.
at the same time.
But at the same time, it's always good to be humble. Like, you know what I'm saying?
well, it's good to know about you. It's
Yeah.
good to
It's
like,
good.
all right, know what I
It's
can
good
and
to-
can't do.
The
You know what
best
I'm saying?
thing you can do, bro, especially with people watching, is learn how to read emotion. Learn how to read when somebody's feeling awkward. Learn how to read when somebody's feeling insecure about something.
Yeah.
So that way you can work around it. And you can, because all anybody on this planet wants to do is feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Real shit.
That's it. Like in this setting with 4 people, 5 people, even people in this room, it'd get uncomfortable if somebody's socially awkward.
Yeah.
They'd be like,
Oh.
oh, I gotta get out of
There's
here. I
nothing-
gotta go. They
there's
find an excuse,
nothing-
but it only take that one dude to be like, bro, you good,
Hey,
bro.
and I
Here, sit
realize-
with me.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
like
funny.
we all
That's
fuck
all
with
it
you.
takes.
We all fuck
You know,
with you.
and I'm
Yeah,
even
bro.
opening up. Like I remember one time because I went
Yeah, bro.
to like this gathering or whatever with Mallory one time. It was just me and it was all her friends. I didn't know.
Were you the only black guy there?
I was one of
Most
my.
likely.
No. I was.
You got to kind of distinguish
I was
that if
one of-
you're,
I was
if you're
not-
about
no,
if you're about to talk
Yeah,
about
that's real
uncomfortable.
shit. That's
if
real
you-
shit,
if you're
though.
talking about uncomfortable situations, is
can
that
we
what
go
we're
back?
talking about
Bro,
right now?
but that's the thing about
Yeah.
that's the thing about the human brain and
Yeah.
and shit. Just being not to throw no shade, but just like you said, you don't like being called Latino. So when you walk into a room and you look Latino, motherfuckers naturally think you Latino.
Yeah.
So you naturally go in with a defense mechanism like, nigga, I'm not Latino.
Bro,
Shit.
Yeah.
Bro,
Now,
that
let me
is some
tell
real
you all the
shit.
reasons why I'm not.
Like I try to
Exactly.
You
not
gotta
look
waste
Latino.
all this energy.
It's like
See,
yeah.
but that's the thing. You don't have to waste that energy around people who know you
Yeah.
versus meeting somebody new.
Yeah.
It's like, man,
And
I
you
gotta
gotta-
go through this shit
and you gotta
again.
think about it.
Yeah.
But low
And
key,
that's-
when
and
people
that's
look at me, they low key don't know what the fuck I am.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
you're
They
ambiguous.
don't.
Hey man, I
Yeah.
like that. That's like I
Yeah.
don't know if y'all watch Game of Thrones. That's like the girl with many faces, bruh. Nigga,
Which one is that?
But
Is
I
that
don't-
the?
shit? I don't watch
Arya
Game of
Stark.
Thrones. But even
I don't know
Oh
if
yeah,
y'all-
yeah, yeah.
Even when I
She-
was-
could change her face.
telling
and
you right
kill
now, though.
people and shit.
even when I was at that event, party, pregame, whatever it was, like I'm chilling there. I'm like, I'm just drinking. I'm like, all right, you know what? I am one of 2 black people here, and I'm not even fraternizing with the other one because he's light skinned and he knows everybody. So like,
Was he over here like, hey guys, how you doing?
yeah, he was like that. So,
He was one of
but
those
you know
guys.
what it was? It took me saying, man, yo, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna talk to people. Don't
Bro.
even matter. And honestly, night switch just like that. Met 2 dudes.
Hella cool?
dudes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pause.
Exactly. That's the thing
Yeah,
about
pause,
J-
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know what?
That's
I also
funny.
feel like when
Funny,
it comes to
yeah.
that, we're from Westerville, so
Yeah, you
we're-
gotta. At what point you
You
gotta
know-
you gotta be comfortable just being out
Yes,
of
bro,
your
and that's
comfort
my
zone.
biggest thing, and that's the biggest point that you just said. When you say black people or Latino people or anybody who's not white that comes from Westerville,
Yeah.
you- in the back of your head, yeah, you comfortable with who you are, but when you get around others that's your color, they know they can read something off you that you're not from where they're from. That might be the ghetto or it might be the poor school that they was from. So naturally, you think like, man, I gotta kind of be like them so I can
Yes.
fit in.
Oh my
All
God,
the
bro, we
fucking
ran
It's
into
the
that.
worst feeling,
Do
bro.
you know the most
because you
annoying
feel like you
thing, bro?
fucking selling out.
Yeah. The most annoying thing in the
It hits you
world
hard.
is like, because you're a product of your environment no matter where you're from. You could be a white dude who grew up in the hood. You sound white, they'll call you a wigger. It's like, nah, that's just his environment,
this
bro.
is,
That's
nigga,
literally
this
where
is
he's from.
proper English, nigga.
And like, because I remember a story Chris told me one time where he was driving out to Athens. We were already there, and the cop pulled him over, and he was talking to the cop, and the cop was just like, "Wow, you speak really well."
I get that
and
all
he got
the time.
offended.
That's so.
Yeah,
that's
bro.
such
I get that
a
shit all the
Yeah.
time.
No,
That's
I mean,
emotions
yeah.
of kill.
That's
Them
that's
assumptions
low
that
key.
get you
That's low key
killed.
a racist. That's a
It
racist
is.
comment.
And you know what's funny?
Because how many
Bro.
cops are gonna say that to a white person that speaks like that?
Never.
Oh, you're
How
not
many
gonna
cops
say.
is gonna say that to a white person? Be like, "What up?"
Yeah, exactly.
They just be like,
And my
he's
thing
one
is
of
this:
those.
I can't.
Anyways, give me your license.
I can't-
But if a
registration.
if they pull over a white person, they're like, "Oh yeah, here, officer, here's my
Yeah.
registration." No cop's gonna be like, "Oh, you speak pretty
And my
well."
thing is, I don't even know.
Never. That's
I don't-
bullshit.
I'm assuming.
That's
I'm
real
assuming.
shit.
The
Yeah, that's
cop,
bullshit.
I'm assuming the cop wasn't racist. But the thing is, he had that in his head already. Like, oh, I thought he was gonna sound like. It was popping, my G. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
come-
just-
and it's just like, well,
Like-
why would you assume that?
But
Just
that's
because he's black?
That's the thing
Like,
too with
exactly.
cops, bro. They automatic. I mean, not to single out anybody, but when it comes to blacks,
Yeah.
you gotta understand, man. This is a different country, and I'm not no sugarcoating ass nigga, bro. Like
Yeah.
I know what stuff is, and I know what stuff ain't. Listen, I love white people. I got a lot of white friends, but when it comes to older white people, they got certain stigmas that's put in them by their parents, and you gotta
Absolutely.
understand their parents were born in the '60s, '50s.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
no,
they put
earlier
certain
than
things
that.
on
Earlier
them.
than that.
Yeah, they
They're-
put certain things on them that's they probably trying to work on it themselves because they human.
Yeah.
But it's still gonna show.
That's
Well, human nature, back to science, you're naturally, once you run into something that you're not accustomed to. The thing is, they probably didn't grow up around black people. So when they're not accustomed to it, naturally, they're like, well, hold on, let me get a little defensive here. Like, I don't know what this, let me feel this person out.
That's why I love
Yeah.
human interaction, bro.
Yeah.
I
And that's
love
why
it.
it's weird. You got it. That's why it
I
goes
love
back.
that. I love that though.
But
Like,
it goes,
That's what I'm
but it
saying.
goes
That's-
back to what you were saying.
That's why I study psychology,
No,
bro.
but it goes back to what you were saying, where you're just like smiling, making eye contact, and just shaking hands.
Right.
Because
it goes so far. It goes so far.
Oh my god,
bro.
it makes them feel comfortable.
It goes so far.
And it's not like I'm saying, yeah, we should go out our way to make white
Yeah,
people
bro.
feel comfortable. Fuck white people.
and honestly,
Nah,
Fuck the man.
I love
Shit.
white people.
Shit, my
don't get me
mom is
wrong. I
from
love
West
good white
Virginia.
people.
It's 99% white.
Yeah,
and I haven't
so
been
it's-
there in like 7
it's
years
not
because
even
I'm like,
that.
mom, I'm not going there. Like
Yeah.
I'm a tan skin. Like
You want to
Yeah.
feel comfortable. It's not
Yeah.
even that. You
And like-
don't want to
and
feel
plus
uncomfortable.
my pops is foreign. Like
Yeah.
you know, like I obviously don't look like most of the people there.
and
like,
you waste so much energy, like
Yeah,
what I was just
but
saying
it's-
earlier,
it's-
just trying to fit in. It's like, bro, how can I learn
Yeah.
something if I'm using all this energy just to fit in?
yeah, and you don't understand. I don't know if you guys been to West Virginia before, but it's
Nope.
I
literally
ain't never been there.
99%
I
white.
want to visit.
Second
Yeah, I'm gonna
poorest
say this,
state
not
in the
gonna go.
country besides Mississippi.
Yeah, Mississippi's the poorest. West
West
Virginia
Virginia is second.
Really?
99%. But West Virginia is the least diverse state in the
Yeah.
country.
Really?
My mom didn't see the first non-white person until she was 18.
Wow.
Yeah, my pops is from India. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So like,
Oh, so you got
That's
India.
crazy. Yeah,
First of
my
all, side note, bro, break your genetic heritage down to me right quick, bro, so I know what to say. And
my
think.
dad is from India. Like he is from India.
Straight from India.
Like
What's your
India.
mom?
My mom's from fucking West Virginia. She's from the
bro,
woods.
actually, Curtis, when my girl comes, you'll meet her. She's
Yeah.
she's straight from India too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
like my dad is like straight from like Gandhi, India, like that kind of India.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah.
That motherfucker done wrestled a couple tigers in his lifetime.
No, that's Africa. That's our people. Wait, are there tigers?
Well,
Yeah.
nah, in
They
India,
do that
they,
shit, too.
tigers is killing motherfuckers like crazy
Bro,
out
yeah,
there.
Bengal tigers, bro. What the fuck you talking
Y'all the
about?
Bengal
bro?
tigers,
They're
bruh.
from India.
Bro,
I know that.
Bengal is a state in India.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
called- or,
See,
Joe
it's-
Rogan.
yeah,
Shout out to
yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Joe
He's
Rogan.
always talking about some
Bro,
damn tigers
first
killing
off, Joe
somebody in
Rogan-
India.
Hey, we don't shout out other podcasts on here.
We don't.
But I'm like, no. I mean, what?
Joe
yeah.
Rogan's a legend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's
Joe
the
Rogan.
shit, bro. He's
Bro.
the shit.
And
Hold
his
up.
podcast is
First of
amazing.
all,
His
I mean, I'm
podcast
not.
is dope. No.
This is dope because I'm with dope people talking about dope conversation. But, bruh, Joe Rogan, he's like a side white dad to me, bro. For real, bro. Like that nigga, his words has raised me, bro.
Yeah. No,
He's real as
great.
fuck though.
Bruh, but that's what made me
He's
who
real.
I am. He's so honest.
You know-
That's my biggest thing is just being honest.
And you know what I appreciate
That's like your
about,
muse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Exactly.
Here's the
Boom.
thing. You know what I appreciate about Joe Rogan? He's willing to have a conversation with anybody. even if he
Exactly.
flat out
That's why I
disagrees
love it,
with
bro.
him,
He's never turned away anybody or he's never ran from any type of conversation. He deals with it. If he don't like it, he'll say it out loud like, I'm not feeling comfortable about this. And that's how if I'm in an awkward position, I'll say it out loud like, guys, I feel awkward.
Yeah, I would
We
say
can
that shit
deal
too.
with this. We can deal with this or not deal with this. I'm just letting you know. I feel awkward.
This got mad awkward.
Yeah, what just happened?
Yo, hey.
Sorry about
my
that
bad.
interruption.
I'm trying to
Interruption.
ask Jonte for fucking beers. He's like, yo, what are you asking, my nigga?
Say what?
We all got quiet too. I was like, I didn't mean for
I saw him in the
everybody to
phrase.
stop talking. Hey, all right, so I was asking for a fucking beer, and it just got mad awkward. Everybody just stopped talking. I was like, yo, I just want alcohol, my nigga. But all right, but yeah, what we talking about? Joe Rogan? Oh, y'all niggas really love just venturing off. Yo, we were talking about Joe Rogan, and that podcast is honestly very the Joe Rogan experience. Yeah.
Bro, I was raised on that, bro. Like 20 years old, I started listening to Joe Rogan, bro. And that's the thing. Yeah, I listen to
Yo,
I fucking love
Steve-O one was
I fucking love
Hey,
Steve-O.
all right.
My biggest thing,
Yo, I listened
bro,
to
I
the.
listen, bro, that's what I was just telling the homie earlier. Like, you can't dig into somebody's personality with an hour.
Yeah.
No,
You
you
can't, bro.
There's
It's
so much.
fucking impossible.
People are literally like onions, bro. There's so many different layers to every single person. Bro.
Perfect metaphor. Bro.
Yeah.
Bro, shit, nigga, you should. Have you? Yo, hold on. Did you get that from somewhere? Or did you come up with that?
Nigga, I'm a writer, bro. What's
Nigga,
up?
you better trademark that shit. Yo, but that's what my thing is. This though, like the reason I fuck with even that particular, and we never shout out podcasts.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I fuck with that because he'll have conversations like he had Ben Shapiro on. I'm diametrically opposed to pretty much. But I'm diametrically opposed to probably like 80% of the things that he says. But he's an amazing debater, bro. Like that nigga almost convinced me to like become a conservative. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
No, not that Shapiro.
Oh, no, I'm tripping.
No, Ben Shapiro's like.
I love Boots, bro.
Hey, it's not Ben Shapiro.
I love
so
wish we
black,
had
man.
It's
Mike.
Robert
It
Shapiro.
was Robert.
Really, like,
Yeah.
he's in our culture, man.
Yo, it's a Robert Shapiro, but no.
He is the wave.
Boots is like, wait, Robert Shapiro?
It was Robert Shapiro, not Ben Shapiro.
But yeah, no.
Shout out!
You are the wave.
Hey, shout out Johnny Cochran.
For real shit.
Yo,
If it didn't fit, you must have quit.
so
Yeah, if the glove fit, you must have quit.
We gotta transition to. We gotta talk a little bit more.
I was
I was ready to kind of get off the serious stuff. I thought we was about to be clowning and talking shit.
We
so
were.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
ready
Hey,
for.
hey,
before we do that,
Curtis,
though-
you're the one who turned it into that deep shit. Yeah, Curtis,
Hey,
you
man,
made it deep.
I'm a Gemini, bro. I switched so quick. I switched so quick.
Before we change subjects though, I want to like, what do you have? Like, y'all been listening to a bunch of like self-help books. Like, I want to know a little bit more. Yeah,
okay.
I want to hear. I want some recommendations.
Yeah, because Curtis was shouting out
Ryan
books, and Alpha was like,
Holiday.
"Oh yeah, I'm
That's-
chapter 5."
That's my biggest, bruh. My biggest thing, bro. I hate I hate stigmas. I hate when they say black people can't read or black people don't read.
I read a lot, bro.
Motherfuckers don't know how to read, bro. That shit bugs me.
Indians
so much.
always runs convenience stores.
And exactly, bro.
Low key,
but
they
that
kinda-
bugs me so, bro. That bugs me so much.
They don't.
because
They
it just
don't.
reminds
It's
me of
Arabic.
resistance.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of resistance because when I do buy a book, naturally being black, bro, when you buy a book, you just be like, yeah, just buying a book. You ain't even read it yet. You're just like, yeah, I got a book. I'm smart. I'm smart. But that motherfucker
He said,
collect
"Yeah, I
dust.
got a book."
That shit will collect dust, bro.
All right.
So easy. And I would just tell people like, oh yeah, I got that book. I ain't read a fucking page. Like, yeah, I got that book. I was feeling cool just saying it, but
Yeah.
it just kept staring at me, bro. And I'm like,
You know what's dope
let me
about?
crack this open.
know what's
So
dope
then when you
about
start
today, though?
actually reading,
Yeah.
I'm not to cut you
No,
off.
no, go ahead.
But the thing is, when you don't read when you're young, you get so fatigued.
Mhm.
Like, and I realized I'm not good at reading.
Yeah.
I realized that when I was like 19, bro. Like, I can't fucking read that goddamn good.
Bro, it's
but
an attention thing.
But once
for
you,
me,
but when you,
It's
for
an-
me,
it's
like I need to
fatigue.
be interested in the subject.
Exactly.
but when you're younger, you read because you have to.
Yeah.
So that's why you don't like it. So that's
Absolutely.
why.
that might be a
Yeah,
stigma.
absolutely.
That's, the stigma.
That's a phenomenal point because now, when I was younger, I didn't even fucking read, but now it's like, all right, I feel like this book goes into what I'm interested in, I'm gonna read it. So like, yeah, you're talking about the Ryan Holiday book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
I love it. Fucking
You know what
love
I'm saying?
it.
Like, there's. I mean, you brought up. I'm trying to get into Malcolm Gladwell books because I heard those
I love
are.
Malcolm Gladwell. I actually like watching his interviews better. To
Really?
be honest. It's a little bit more introspective in the book, but he got good gestures.
I'm about to.
I like watching his gestures.
I wrote it down on my notes. It's a Christopher Hitchens book. Letters to
I'm not hip to him.
Yeah, well, he was a journalist. He died a few years ago. He was
Oh,
fellow. He's another atheist. But Letter to a Young Contrarian.
You said a
about to
fellow.
say
He
fellow.
fellow. No, yeah. I was about to
he's
say,
my
did you
brother.
catch that?
Hey, yo,
You
yo,
catch-
yo, we
That's
gotta-
my brother. Yeah,
Yeah, we gotta stay.
fellow atheist.
Yo, we gotta stick together. You feel me? Like,
He's like fellow. Hold on, let me not say
hey,
that.
no. But you know what? Atheism is like the second largest group, I guess, when it comes to religion. Even though it's not a religion, it's not believing in anything. But it's like Christianity, then atheism. Like, bro, this shit's really starting to pick up.
See, the thing with me is like
Yeah.
atheists, they have like a stigma,
Yeah, that's
like
the
where
thing,
it's
yeah.
like they're just so anti.
Yeah.
But that's not me.
Yeah, see,
I just-
here's the thing. I will not lie, I am anti-religion.
But no, I'm
not.
not what most people that don't really believe that much. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not the same.
But I
like, I'm
respect-
like,
here's the thing,
you
I-
can think what you
This is
want, but
Bootsy talking,
I just
my
feel.
guy, the
Yeah.
wave.
Boots is really about the culture, bro.
You know why I fuck with Boots, bro, hard? Listen, it's about, well, fuck. It's for y'all. I don't really know y'all backstory too much. Like, I didn't really grow up with y'all.
Yeah.
But you know what connect us? What's up, guy? What's up, my man? What's up? Oh, dap. Bro, that's what connect us. Good energy,
Yeah.
bro. So I'm down to learn about somebody.
That's for real.
Mhm.
I'm so down to learn. And I'm not one of them dudes. I hate when people are in a conversation. It's not a conversation if somebody else is just waiting to talk. Like, if I ask you a question, I'm genuinely asking, like, how do you feel about this? Or where did you come from? And I'm listening.
This shit
And I'm
is
going to be interactive.
it's interesting. You
And then
got to
some-
hear
and
other
then some
people's
people will really
viewpoints.
be like, where are you from? And
Exactly.
then get on
It's
their
like,
phone.
you know,
and
it's-
wait till you're done, like, oh, well, I'm from da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's
like,
not
motherfucker, you was
authentic.
just waiting to talk.
That's just
exactly.
dull
Right,
people.
right.
That's just dull people
And
that
and
don't
that's
want.
egotistical.
they don't wanna learn.
And the
That's
older I
egotistical.
get,
There's-
people,
the
bro.
thing is, the older I get, the more I can see that off the jump. I'm like, all right, this person really doesn't give a fuck about me. They're just
Like-
having conversations.
like
Oh,
Anthony,
hey, we got-
Anthony here.
Yeah, we got Anthony here.
Yeah,
my
we
bad.
got my
What's
man.
up, what's
I
up?
asked
Hey,
him.
Sos.
I asked
Hey,
him
my
a
man-
million
my
and
man
one
ain't got
questions.
The strongest accent, and that's my guy right there.
I asked him a
Getting
million and
bread,
one
boy.
questions about New Orleans because
I'm about to let
I wanted
Chris
to hear
hop on,
about
though,
it.
'cause
I've
I'm
been there
talking too
twice.
much.
I loved it, and I
Yeah, hey, Anthony, tell us a
I'm
little
gonna
bit
jump
about
back
New Orleans.
in because I kind of,
Man, New Orleans is the culture.
like I said,
The
not
South
to
is
cut
the
you off, I
culture.
want to get on. I want to get the backstory of everybody. Like I said, I don't know everybody too good, so I
Yeah.
want to kind of get the
Oh, yeah,
backstory of
yeah.
everybody.
We're running around. All right, we got Chris and Anthony joining the podcast. Now.
What's up?
Hello, so what's up?
All right, so yeah, Anthony, I want to know a little bit more about you. I know you're from New Orleans.
Yeah, born and raised in New Orleans. My
How's-
mama
Okay.
lived a little bit in lived in Alabama for a little while. She moved back to New Orleans. My dad is from Alabama. So only place outside New Orleans I've been for extended period of time was Texas and Alabama.
All right, so talk. I want to know like the Southern experiences. Like I lived in the Midwest my entire fucking life, so I want to know like
all of us.
what is dope about the South, what's whack about the South, what are some
Honestly-
misconceptions we have about the South.
I love the South. I think that a lot of people in the South don't really understand how great the South is.
Yeah, so you appreciate it more.
I appreciate it more being away from the South because I wanted to leave the South so badly. That's why I came out here for law school. But now, when I go down to the South, like when I went to Nashville for spring break,
Hold up. He's going to elaborate.
Be back.
No, we ain't. We rolling through. We rolling through this shit.
Let's keep pushing.
We rolling through this shit. 'Cause we got to get Anthony's story real quick. We gonna get Chris's story real quick too. He's sitting here with us.
Yes, sir.
okay.
There we go. Yeah. No,
Oh, 'cause I know I couldn't hear anything.
All right. So yeah, talking about the South. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. I wanted to leave the South so badly. That's why I came up here.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to apply to any Southern schools. I wanted to be away from the South,
Just to get out.
to get out of the South. That's where I've been all my life. I thought the South was as backwards. But being away from the South and being in the Midwest, like I was missing a lot of cultural aspects of the South. How entrepreneurial all the African Americans were, how much culture we had, how much we contributed to the music scene, how much we contributed to the dance scene.
Yeah.
And I
No.
felt like I was being left out
Yeah.
by being out of the South.
Well, that's the thing with the South. Like, all right, this is a music podcast, and we talk a lot about like religion and just like self-help. But like, the South has been so influential when it comes to music and everything like that. And
Right.
you know, that's like, I mean, I'm not a huge Southern rap fan, whatever. But I appreciate it because it's literally the biggest part of hip hop right now. I think the South is running hip hop.
You can't go anywhere without hearing a song
Absolutely.
that was made in Atlanta.
And that's why I'm like, hearing you say, I wanted to get away from the South. I think that's like a normal story for like everybody because we say that here. We're like, we got to get out of Columbus. Fuck Columbus, yada, yada. But like, we don't appreciate what we have up here. Right. I think that's dope though. Like that as you've gotten older, you're like, I appreciate the fucking South. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what it's contributed. You know what I'm saying? Like
even a small trip to Nashville changed my life. Like, I went to Nashville for TSU's homecoming. It was just so much culture, so many African Americans, so many white people. Here, like, it's not as diverse.
No.
It's very diverse in the type of people, but they're so
very big East African.
Yeah, East African. I've even seen Mexicans. I've seen a lot of white people. I've seen a lot of different kind of black people, but they don't come together like they would in other places. Just pockets of diversity.
Mindsets are very different.
Right, mindsets are different. They're rather, and it's cool. They're independent in their own cultures. But when it's beautiful when we all come together, and we come together a lot in the South. Even though certain people don't even see it, we really come together. And being outside of the South, I understand that, and I see it, and it's a beautiful thing.
Columbus is like kind of cliquey.
It is, yeah, and that's
no doubt.
All right, hold on. Before we even work, because we're gonna talk about Columbus being cliquey, but I want to get Chris's backstory real quick for the people listening.
All right. So this is Chris.
I'll put more bass in your voice, nigga.
Very white. Put a little very white.
It's Chris. All right,
Born and raised West Palm Beach, Florida.
Yeah, your story's a little different, actually.
Yeah, so West Palm Beach, about 45 minutes from Miami. So I grew up in a very diverse. We had a very big Hispanic population.
Talk about that a little more.
Most of my friends were
West Palm, right?
Yeah, West Palm Beach, Florida. So most of my friends were Hispanic and black. I maybe had like a couple white friends.
Before moving up here.
Yeah. Well, I actually moved to D.C. as well. I lived in D.C. for 5 years. So I lived in Laurel, Maryland.
So what's
PGC County, shout out.
Yeah, so what's D.C. like? I mean, I know you were a kid when you lived there, but like, how was that experience?
Oh, I mean, yeah, obviously I didn't get to really experience like the city. But like, it definitely, it's a lot different. Culture's a lot different, you know. I would say it's a little more, it's kind of like how Columbus, well, it's a little bit more diverse.
See, I'm getting that vibe that Columbus is just not that diverse of a city
it
at
is. I mean, it all depends on like, because like the East African population here.
Oh yeah, it's otherworldly.
Yeah, I definitely didn't have that many East African friends.
But the weird thing is you can still have a diverse city and it not be that
diverse
cultured.
Group. And that's and you know what's funny? What we were talking about, you brought it up.
And Columbus is not that bad in terms of like.
Well, no,
and the people we have.
Yeah, no, but you brought it up, bro. It's mad cliquey. Like
it kind of is.
It is that. I mean, it was like that even when we were in high school. Randomly enough, like people just don't like fucking with other groups. And then it's funny once we got out, it started to happen a little bit more. But like, yeah, in Columbus, I don't know, for whatever reason, people just like to click up with their one group, stick to their one group, not network. And I think, but you know what? We're different in the sense that like we'll talk to people, we'll go out, and we'll network, and like we'll.
So when people ask like where you from, I feel like, or you ask where somebody's from, like, people always kind of look at you differently. Oh, you stay out east, you from the east side.
Yeah, no,
like,
and it's
so
weird.
That's everybody pockets themselves in their areas.
And my thing is, it's like I'm not who where I'm from doesn't represent who I am. Like, I'm talking to whoever, wherever. I don't give a fuck about what you do, who you're into, like, whatever. It's like, if you're a dope, again, Curtis was talking about it earlier, and he hit it perfectly. It's the energy. Like, and I'm not so into, like, soul and shit like that or whatever, but, like, energy in the sense that, like, you make eye contact with somebody who's like, hey, how you doing? Or, like, hey, where are you from? And you're actually interested, and you seem interested, at least. Right. That's important. Like,
no, I could rock with
and but a lot of people aren't like that, bro. A lot of people have this like, oh, I'm trying to be cool, so I'm gonna say, yeah, what up? Yeah.
A lot of times it's just shyness. People are honestly.
Well, well, it's insecurity. Yeah, that's all it is.
Insecurity.
Yeah,
it's a lot of things. A lot of people don't like to bring new people in the clique. Mm-hmm. So that was one thing about I had experience with you guys. Mm-hmm. I had to be worthy to hang with you guys. You don't want to just invite a random guy.
We fucked with you early.
Yeah,
we
but
fucked
we
with
fuck.
you
But
early.
you know what? Again, back to the energy thing.
You
just
gotta
seem-
have the energy.
You just seem like a genuinely good dude. So it's like, why wouldn't I fuck with somebody?
Because
who's
some
genuinely
people
good
you have
person?
to keep out the clique. You're like, this
Yeah.
dude.
Oh
kinda
yeah,
crazy.
there's definitely
Me and
people.
Anthony were talking for months, and I never even
Yeah.
met the dude.
Yeah.
So I just like
Sometimes you gotta,
I felt
like-
this energy. That was
Yeah.
like,
Well,
I
then,
didn't fuck with him. I
there's
was
been
like,
some
listen, I
people
ain't texting.
like if I
yeah.
and I'm one of those people. I will give individuals a couple chances. So like if you rub me off the wrong way the first time, pause.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you rub me the wrong way the first time, I'm gonna be like, all right, well, I'll give him another chance or her another chance. Maybe they just had a bad day. The second time, if you're a dick or you're a bitch or whatever it is, I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm cool on that person. You know what I'm saying?
First
Like,
encounters are.
yeah, first encounters do mean a lot, but I'll give them a second or third chance. But
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
like,
if they were completely like smack,
yeah, I mean, there's,
then
exactly.
all right, I
See,
might have, like,
there's
might
context
be
to
fast.
it.
You can
No, it
tell.
depends.
You can tell the difference between someone being shy and someone
Yeah,
just
just being a
not
flat
wanting to talk to you because
Right.
they think
They
something
think
of
they're
themselves.
cool, and that's
Right.
the thing. Like, it's uncomfortable to me when people who are in their mid-20s are still trying to be cool. It's like that's really uncomfortable, bro. Like, at what point do you not get out of that mode where it's just like, and that's not a good skill to have in life. Period. Like, you have to be able to talk to people.
All right,
in life.
Right.
but what is it that gives people that attitude? Is it like social status, money?
I think social
follow-
status
social-
is.
It's not even about social status anymore. It's about social media status now.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you don't
Oh,
even
I
have,
have-
the status.
I
but
have
if you-
2,000 followers. Why are you even looking
Hey,
at me?
Hey, real
Like,
shit.
yeah.
Do you know how many people
My
I've
follower to following
Yeah.
ratio is
Yes.
lit right now. So
I've
think
met
like
in my
that.
life
100%.
that
people
had-
people that think like that,
Yeah.
if you're on here, I don't fuck with you.
I'm telling you right now, like people that are like that when they're we talked a little bit about this like a couple weeks ago, but fucking when I can meet you in real life and I'm like, all right, I know you have a lot of Instagram followers, but you're
they
whack in
weird, bro.
person.
Oh,
They have
man,
no
I can't even
social
say-
skills
yeah.
whatsoever,
Yeah.
and it's just like
It's hella weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
it's
just
all
like-
bad. I
At,
was like,
at the bottom
just-
of
what
at,
are you doing?
yeah, at the end of the day, if a girl looks so good, that only goes so far. If you
I don't
can't
care.
talk to this
If
person,
I feel like
gotta
I'm
bring
talking to a
it to the
wall when I'm talking, which is 75% of these chicks, Chris knows exactly what I'm talking about. Actually, like 5 of the people I'm talking about.
okay, yeah, I know
Well,
what you're saying
Actually,
right
one.
now.
Oh yeah, you definitely.
Yeah,
I'm speaking for myself. I like to talk to certain
let's
beautiful
not,
walls.
Let's not take that.
Hey.
Well, no.
Yeah,
I like beautiful walls too, but
I like wallpaper
Actually, no,
these
no. Like
I
I'm
love
just
women,
saying-
man. Women are
I'm
beautiful.
just saying,
Yeah.
Study.
be able to have a convo. Maybe I think it's just like again where I'm at in life. It's like I need to have people who can like chat and like.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't have you like just look. All right, yeah, I'm fucking with my hair. That's all. It's like nah, bro.
Stuck upness is the
Yeah.
least
It's like, what
attractive
else,
thing.
Yeah, it's like what else do you fucking like? I'm not even talking about like just what you're looking for in a chick. I'm saying in general, people. Period. Like I can't just talk to you about like bland shit. I got to be able to talk to you about an array of things because if I can't talk to you, if I can only talk to you, say about like sports, then I don't want to talk about sports all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to talk about music.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to talk about what's going on in the world. But now that we hit on music, we need to talk about music because this is a fucking music podcast, and we've talked about everything but music.
Is it really?
It really. I mean, but
Honestly, there's not been enough subjects week by week, right?
we went on a fucking rant today. But all right, real quick, who's your guys' favorite artist? We have to get music in.
Favorite artist? I don't
Right
have
now.
a favorite artist.
All right, well, who you guys really
Anymore.
listening to? Yeah, that's a great.
Yeah, because it changes.
Yeah. I don't have.
Because everybody has. I mean, I have that's a lie. That's a lie. Because I think I do have an all-time favorite artist.
Who's that?
Future Hendrix.
Nah.
Hey, no one cares
This is-
about favorite right
That's
now.
tough. I think
Favorite right now.
Oh yeah, that's a
Right.
better question. I can't
Give
say-
that to
yeah.
us, Chris.
That's tough too because there's a lot of.
Really?
I could tell. I would say who I've been listening to like the hardest, but I wouldn't even say he's like. That's tough. I would have to say yay,
Kanye.
but
Just
but, like,
overall.
Lately?
I also would say Dom Kennedy. It would be like that would be one of my favorite artists of all
we
time.
have to like
Right.
yeah, we were banging Dom Kennedy last night, boss. His music, not him. But like
Good clarification.
I didn't
Who
know
I'm
where
listening
you're
to
going
right
with
now,
this.
Playboy Cardi.
Playboy,
Like,
I mean, yeah, you
he's
listen to an array of music.
heavy-
Like For me, I said this before. Rap is not on my radar like that, but because I've been listening to a lot of like neo soul type of shit.
Because you're an old nigga.
I've been telling niggas, bro, my knees are trash.
Not old.
Hey, real shit.
Is it
You're not
Nao
old.
or Nao?
Nao, it's Nao. She's dope. She's phenomenal.
That's
dope.
that's one people gotta know.
That's somebody you've been listening to. Yo, we were
Tom
playing-
Mish.
Tom Mish is my
Yo,
god.
shout out to Tommy. That's my nigga, bro.
That really is.
You guys-
he might be the.
You guys have to put me on some new music. I've been sleeping in my music game.
All right,
because I
what
don't-
do you want to? Do you want to listen to hip hop or do you want to listen to like
anything that sounds good. 'Cause I'm very diverse in my
that's great.
music.
Yeah, and I like that's my thing.
Like,
I'm
I like
diverse in music
alternative
too.
rock. I like
You gotta
all
be
kinds of
diverse.
music.
That's where
You
your favorite
know-
artists are getting the inspiration from.
Yeah.
You know what's something that came out lately though that's like different that you're not gonna get very often is the Dave East album.
Did you like that album?
I haven't peeped that.
I've
heard
listened to
some
the
of it.
first like 6-7 songs
good.
and I
He
liked a few of
He
them.
can rap his ass off.
Okay, I should give him a shot.
Exactly.
I
He's
didn't
got
like his flow, so I'm
You
gonna
don't
have
like
to
his
give
flow?
him.
To
I
be-
didn't like it on certain things I heard. I gotta give him another shot.
Okay, yeah. I'll
He's
say this.
yeah, I'm a people.
but he's got Nas's endorsement.
He signed to
Nas has
I
been
think
on
he
like
signed to
2
Nas.
of his records.
Well, he signed a Def Jam, I think, but I don't know. He
I mean, I don't know about signed by,
Well, no,
but
he
he
signed
has
to
2
Def
Nas features. So
yeah, he signed a Def Jam, but like no, Nas is like took him under his wing. I don't know if they had like a deal together or some shit, or if they're just he's fucking with him. Yeah.
but on music, more importantly than anyone else, Smino.
How do you guys like the direction of music? Like, just as a this is a very broad question, but like in general, how do you like where music is at? Specifically, hip hop and R&B, since that's what we probably listen to the most. Although I know we all listen to a bunch of shit. But like,
I love music right now. I mean, I can find anything I want to listen to right now.
absolutely, that's why I'm
And
saying
it's just more advanced. Like, if you say music is bad, or you're just not
But-
really.
you're not
but-
You're
I'm-
listening to mainstream, and for that, I don't really.
I'm not-
Your music opinions are invalid.
It's
at
null-
that
it's
point.
null
If you
and
listen
void
to
at that point.
107.5 and 106.7 all day. Like,
But the
you
thing
just
about music, I think it's music. The music industry is dead, in my opinion. And I say this because
Elaborate.
the good music, the music that isn't mainstream, it's hard for people like me who don't really be searching actively for music to hear it. So I think that the music industry, the makers and the people who promote it and produces it, they need to come together to make it easier for people like me to get the music.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, I used to rely on MTV Wake Up or the music videos and the radio to get music, but that's the last place to go to.
You don't hear and see new
like-
stuff a lot on
and like
most media outlets.
exactly, like I need people to really introduce me. I'm not going to go listen to an artist that I have nothing about and listen to his whole
Yeah, see,
Serato. Yeah,
certain people like I love going out and finding new music. I realize that most people aren't like that.
Yeah.
Most people are like, I get put on the music through my friends, which is dope. I get put on the music through my
that's
friends
the
too.
majority of music.
Yeah,
Oh,
but like I like going out and finding new shit too. A lot of people aren't like that.
yes, time consuming.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
didn't know it is.
Back in the
bro.
day, niggas used to have time.
Yeah,
But
but yeah, I don't have
I'd
as
be
much
on
time.
hot new hip hop like every other.
Yeah,
30
and
minutes.
digital dripped,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
trying to find the new stuff
Niggas
that
be
was coming
exclusive
out every
drops.
day.
Well, that's why I
That
say,
was a regular routine.
I
But
say hip hop is so much harder to like search through now because there's so many people in rap,
Yeah.
bro.
I think
don't
it's
know
also
who-
with the niggas just getting older. And as
Yeah,
you get
that's-
older,
that's-
you know,
yeah.
you're less likely to
cling
dive
on-
into
the
so
thing
much.
is,
Yeah.
you cling on to what you loved when you were a teenager and what you're
Yeah, and you hold
into
on
in
to
your
it.
early 20s.
Yeah.
And I think you're always going to love those artists. But I always say this, so you got to think about the artists that were out when we were in high school, where we had Dom was like a little bit after high school, but we had Kendrick, we saw his ascension, we saw Wiz, we saw Big Sean, we
Wiz
saw
is spit-
Drake.
oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like these are the top
Wiz used to be one of my
Wale,
favorite
we saw
artists, like,
we saw the top preeminent rappers in the game right now came up when we were in high school. So it's like, how do I even like gravitate towards new rappers when that was the bar when I was a kid?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but then that's probably how like 40-year-old rap niggas or 40-year-old niggas who listen to rap all throughout their lives feel. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but a lot of people don't want to grow.
exactly.
Like, I'm a very conscious rapper supporter. Like, my favorite rapper is Lupe. But I could vibe to Lupe and also vibe to Currency.
yeah.
Vibe
Shout out to New Orleans.
Currency putting in work. And I can also vibe to Rick Ross. Rick Ross, I could always throw on a Rick Ross CD.
They all smooth.
They all smooth.
They all hella smooth. I'll say that.
And I could also, so Lupe and then Kendrick. I could vibe to those things, but I could also go in there and merely rock with some Playboy Cardi. You can't be so into what you're doing that you can't vibe to someone else in your industry that's paving the way.
And that's my thing, like with me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a little late to this. Are we talking about like basically like
Driss
expanding your
back,
horizons? Yeah, just Driss. Expanding your horizons, people just being like one dimensional in music.
Yeah, like the
not even in
older
music.
guys
I'm saying,
are
like,
hating and not really being open to the new music and being like, we want this music.
Yeah.
Or
It's
as
more-
we get older, us as music lovers, not drifting outside of what we've been used to.
Yeah,
growing
yeah.
up.
Yeah, well, and that's my thing. Like, when he and Chris and Anthony touched on this, the older you get, the less inclined you are to find new rap. I feel like, because you're stuck on the rappers you grew up with, and that might just be music in general. But it's like I hear people like Kate Trinata or Tom Misch or Neo or Hiatus Coyote, and I'm like, this is phenomenal music, and I know it took them a while to make this music, and it's just quality. You feel me?
Yeah.
And when it comes to that, that's when I'm just like, when I hear people like that, I'm like, damn, why can't rappers do this? But then it's like, Kendrick does that shit.
Kendrick does it. But
you know what's wild though? I feel like recently, like, you know, back in the day, there was only like one source, one outlet for music. It's whatever they hear, what is mainstream. That's what everybody heard, and that's what they based their opinions off of. But now, like, since streaming's in the play, like, we hear new shit. We're pelted with new music all the time. So there's new artists every single week, and it's harder to like cope with that. I feel like
Exactly. I agree with that. And I think streaming has been good for the music industry because it turned the music industry on its head because the executives wasn't really working with the artists.
I think it was good for the consumer.
Because I think it's for good for everyone. Because streaming, like Chance the Rapper, for example.
Yeah.
Like when you're doing any kind of contract, you have to.
There's a future lawyer here, by the way.
Fall down for the culture.
We're talking about a future contract lawyer here, so he knows what he's talking about.
When you're doing any kind of contract, it's a deal. It's a deal between two parties. So when you're signing me, you're getting something from me, and I'm getting something from you. So just because you're the record label with the resources, you still getting my art and my expression. So when there wasn't any streaming, you just got to go to a record label like, sign me. Here's my demo. Sign me. You begging them to sign you.
Yeah.
So if you're begging someone to sit at that table, you're not going to get the best that you can get. So with Chance the Rapper, he streamed. He built his own fan base like a lot of rappers are doing now. So the record labels are coming to him, and now he has more leverage now. Like he could, and if I were to advise Chance, I would tell him to sign a record label because Chance's pockets isn't deep. Yes, you're independent, but what if someone takes your song and steal it from you? Are you going to go hunt them down with the resources to make them stop? If someone uses your song in a movie, are you going to make sure they're registering and paying you your publishing? If someone plays your song in a club, are you making sure you're getting your publishing? He doesn't know that. And if he did know it, how much money he's going to spend to get them to stop or to get them to pay him. Yeah. So Chance is making money, but he's not $100 million deep to go after all these people if they decided to use his thing. But the record label has the resources. Yeah. Like if they have the resources, why not use them and still make sure you get a fair deal?
Quick question though, because I'm ignorant to this. Yeah, all right. We'll get Curtis in a second after this. Actually, yeah, Kurt, go. No.
I want him to finish talking, but what would make him go after What would make him go after like a small person?
A small person,
like they don't get no economic value out of that, though, right?
But if they're using it,
like what could they get?
Like the person for a situation for another example, the guy that's in Gnarls Barkley, the other guy. I think he took the Black album and he took the Beatles' White album and he made like a mixture of them. It's a great project. But he was nobody. He was a regular DJ. And the Beatles and I think another record label stopped him because everybody was playing that in the club. It was so big. So just because you're small doesn't mean that your work can grow and be something major.
It's like the Mac Miller
Yeah,
situation with Lord Finesse, I believe.
It's like
Mac Miller sampled a record. It got big, and he wasn't Mac Miller at the time. He was just starting out. Sampled that. Yeah. It was on a mixtape.
Yeah.
And the shit took off. And Lord Finesse, I believe that's who the name of the guy is. He went out and he sued the fuck out of Mac.
Didn't that happen to Wiz Khalifa with the cushion orange juice? Like a bunch of the samples off of there.
Maybe because that was such a big. Because the thing is with mixtapes. Well, no, I mean, mixtapes you're allowed to sample shit, but like if it gets big enough and you start making money and you're touring off of those songs, making money off of those songs, they can come for you technically.
You got to pay to sample anything. You got to pay. I think the laws for copyrights are, if it's copyright protected, it's 70 years. It's protected. It's protected for the life of the artist and 70 years after they die.
How do you go about How do you go about buying that? Like the rights?
No, you just got to just pay them for their use. You got to contact their estate, contact the registry. It's all registered.
So you know what the problem is with that? Because I mean, I do music as well. I feel like, let's say I was trying to go the legal route about doing all this stuff. I reached out to these people, right?
It's very hard.
They won't answer me back until like I got a name out for myself and the song is booming.
Exactly.
And then now they're trying to take advantage of it.
Right.
But I feel like a bunch of artists now are just trying to like, they don't care. They don't care. They're trying to make it and then they make ends meet. If they go to court with it, then fuck it. They'll squash
the beat. That's fine. Because either way it go, you're only gonna pay what you owe.
Yeah.
So you might make more.
You might make more than with the actual song. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Then what they sued you, you might make more off of that remix than what they actually suing you. So it's like,
right.
Real. Yeah, no, that's right. I mean, it's worth the cost.
But
it's like, it's like Usher going for the fucking whatever age shit he's got going on. You're saying like, look, actually, it's not analogous to that in any way, shape, or form. I just think it's funny that Usher has to fucking pay people for AIDS. Or what is it, AIDS or herpes? Herpes. My bad. Wrong. Sexually transmitted disease. What were we talking about? Music? Yeah.
You're talking about music. You're talking about the music business. So streaming is helping artists, but it's also, there's no gatekeeper.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna, if you make it like mainstream, if someone's gonna be on a Kendrick feature, I was like, oh, this person on a Kendrick feature, he must be serious because Kendrick's not gonna just put anyone. If this person's getting a buzz, he must be someone to listen to.
Yeah.
But if you streaming, anybody I could go stream something, and I'm not gonna waste my time listening to something that anyone get on because it's gonna take the value away from other streamers unless you're really serious. Because I go listen to one person that has a hit and the rest of his stream is trash. So I'm going to be like, oh, all streaming people who didn't really make it are inconsistent. I'm not going to want to waste my time doing that. That's why a lot of people rely on the radio and even television because it's a show called Suits. It's a law show and they have really good music.
I've heard that.
And I get,
amazing.
like I have an app on my phone that tell me every song they play on each episode per season. And that's why I get all my music, my new music.
Is it all like mainstream music that they play? Or
it's
just
not,
like...
no. It's just like, it got this guy called, it's all kind of music. It's not, like, a lot of stuff isn't mainstream at all. They play rap, they play soul. They got this guy called Charles Bradley. He sounds like James Brown. You thought he recorded in the 80s, but he dropped the CD in 2010.
Oh, so how about this? Do you think streaming is like killing what is known as mainstream now?
Yeah, well, there's nothing. I mean, look, some of the best music I've found is just off of Apple Music, and it's some shit.
So, like, I'm saying, like, is streaming like what is considered mainstream now since streaming has been a thing? You know what I'm saying?
That's on the radio.
I don't think that streaming is killing mainstream because mainstream still exists.
Yeah.
So streaming, you have to already hear the song from somewhere. If it's not the radio, you're hearing it from Apple, a playlist, or you're hearing it from a television TV show like 50 Cent Power is between a clip. You're hearing it from something that you're watching it on a grand scale, and you're just going through the streaming services and playing it at your demand.
That is true.
So it's taking you away from the mainstream, but it's not killing mainstream. It's and basically taking viewers.
What's funny is that like we forget because we're people who are just like we don't really listen to the radio, we listen to our own music. Again, the average person is still listening to the radio,
right?
Like so they
because if you don't have your aux card, fuck it, I'm gonna put on
Exactly.
97
Not
point.
everybody,
Like, you know,
not everybody has
it's
a
the only
2008
option.
Yeah.
car up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people still have cars that don't have aux
Right.
cords,
That's
Bluetooth.
fine.
So they're listening to the radio.
Y'all need to go get some
Streaming
card
is
decks,
just
man.
like-
no reason for y'all. Best Buy
Streaming
got
is
card
doing
decks
what
for
the
like
radio.
30.
Streaming is doing what the iPod did to radio.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna listen to the radio because I got my own playlist I like to ride to on my
That's so
iPod.
real.
So,
Y'all remember the LimeWire days?
oh yeah.
Mom's.
Bear share.
Morpheus.
Oh.
I have Morpheus.
Frost-
Hey,
Yeah.
what, Aries?
Yeah,
Aries.
Yo, I'm just
Oh,
blessed
man.
to be alive. My mom hasn't killed me from all the viruses. Niggas just shut down all the operations.
Some of the greatest porn I've ever.
Bro.
Whoa.
Bro.
Hey, my bad. Previous episode.
All right.
We'll just say, yo, shout out to Gianna Michaels.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
Anyway.
music sharing has come a long way, and
Yo, no, I
I'm
mean,
happy to be here
life is
where I can get
long.
long way.
And that's
Dial up.
What was that software that got like they got shut down for sharing all the music? I think it was like
It's Napster.
Napster.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, that's what's
But the
started
Napster, the creator of Napster is the creator of Spotify.
Hey, well, hey,
Really?
you know- yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
They
that.
team up. Well, yeah. I watched
Damn.
Well, did you watch?
Facebook?
Did
I didn't
anybody
even know
watch-
that.
Did anybody watch Defiant ones? Like, and they talked about how Napster phenomenal. Yo,
I haven't
hey,
peeped that.
Where can I watch that? Where's that
it's
off
on
of?
HBO.
HBO.
HBO, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
got me on bands, bro. Yeah, you don't
Talk about Defiant, Curtis, because I saw it too.
He the one who got me on bands, bro. Like I was so like not against the white people, but I'm like, man, who the fuck listens to bands? You can't hear what they saying to them. But it was Dr. Dre's influence that made me like, let me at least just give it a try, bro. Now it's
Bro,
literally like 50% of my
you wanna-
playlist, bro. It's bands.
I listen to
Nirvana, Pink Floyd,
Bro,
all
And,
that.
actually, really, shout
know
out
who
to
put-
Madden.
you know
Madden
who-
put me
Madden-
on bands.
Hey,
Madden
Madden-
can we
put
hold
a
on?
lot
Can
of
we
the
talk about?
black
Man, 2007,
Can we?
bro.
No. The greatest Madden playlist of all time.
Man, 2004.
Madden 2004
Yo,
is
Mike
the
Vick.
greatest one.
What songs were on there?
Yellow Card. It wasn't Ocean Avenue. It was
It
what was the song?
Way Away is Ocean Ave.
Away. Oh, that's.
It is.
Well, no, that's Yellow Card. Yellow Card's
Yeah.
I don't
right,
know
right.
which way to go. That one.
Away from me.
No,
Hey,
no, way.
Yeah.
That was on 04 too.
Yeah.
I know what she talking
Outcast was on there. Find a way to get in and get out.
Really?
Get
Damn.
music.
Man.
Yeah.
Good Charlotte,
I
man.
don't, bro,
Yeah,
that's
good
the best
show.
job to ever have to make the playlist for Madden on 2K.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
job.
bro.
No, Madden need to get
Your
back
job
to
is to pick the music for a video game.
Yeah.
That shit is dope.
Honestly,
That's a
that was one of the
great
best parts of buying a new video game as a kid is to get in the hair
That-
like the music they were dropping.
That would
We
really
talk
put me
about-
on.
You know
rock.
what music? FIFA songs
Shout
are
out to
fucking
FIFA.
dope.
Hey,
too.
Shout out to EA
FIFA.
Sports.
FIFA has
FIFA, the
put
song
me
FIFA.
onto a
A
lot
lot
of
of
great.
electronic ways.
Because it's on that. It's all that international shit. Now.
Yeah,
EA
absolutely.
Sports, yo, y'all doing your thing that way.
I need a charger.
What kind of charger you need?
Charger.
You need an iPhone charger?
Yeah.
Just need to plug.
Well, niggas talking about charging phones. Hey, yo, I feel like this is an amazing conversation we've had with an array of people.
Hello, wavy.
I don't want to rap. Should we wrap up?
Yeah.
Well, hold
maybe-
on. We gotta put people on to a song.
Give me
Heaven.
something.
Heaven.
No, that was last week.
Was that last week?
That was last
really? Holy shit! These weeks are fun. for fuck's sake.
Pull out your phones,
No,
guys.
Don't
I know.
Worry, don't worry. No, I got a girl. I got a girl. Actually, well, she's not a girl. It's Gold Link. That
Gold-
Boo You Know I Know. Or Boo You Know. That, yeah. Boo You Know, Gold Link. Phenomenal.
Oh shit!
record.
Yeah, play that through the mic real quick.
Yo, send
Yeah.
that to me.
Yeah, no, we about to send it.
Hand me that
Hey,
one from over
and
there. I'll put it over
honestly,
the charger over there.
we need to talk about Gold Link a lot more because we like that guy. A
Goldlink was
lot.
dope. And how do we miss him when he was here like a couple months ago?
Wait, he was here a couple months ago?
Yeah.
I think Fonda went to go see him. He went
Yeah, I
to
saw that.
Newport.
I saw
Newport.
Fonda snap, and I was like, so
and
niggas
we
is-
knew about his album too.
I had no idea he was even
All
here.
right, so this is Boo You Know I Love Boo You Know, featuring Gold Link, and it's by Falcons. My bad.
Oh, I heard that.
So
shit.
they're like a DJ. I don't know. Music is becoming more and more intertwined.
Dude,
So
it's
you
the
got
streaming, man.
EDM, you got
Streaming-
EDMs and fucking-
Streaming changed everything.
So, Boo You Know, featuring Gold Link by Falcons. Yeah, that's all we're gonna play because I'm not trying
that's
to get this
all
shit taken
I'm
out.
sold.
Yeah, no,
That's gonna be on rotation this week.
Falcon.
Giving recognition to the
You know what I'm
artists.
saying?
So
Yeah,
it's
don't
going to be a better day eventually.
Hey, and I wanted to also talk about a little bit before we like wrap up. I wanted to talk about Trism today. Yo.
Shout out to everybody that came and support the Chris Clark Collection and Good Vibes Factory.
Absolutely.
Shouts to my boy Nick Ben. And shouts to everybody that spoke here today, everybody here that pulled up. It was just good energy, man. Awesome energy. Networking, you know. And that's what life's all about, man. Just building, networking. You know.
Yeah, no, I mean we're good. We're good. Like Trism was dope.
It
was a great, bro. Honestly, that's the type of bar we need, like all throughout Columbus.
Yo, tell them what's in store for the Chris Clark collection, bro.
Yeah,
Tell
while
me,
you're
tell me.
here.
The Chris Clark Collection will definitely will be launching urban wear here wintertime. So it's gonna be crew necks, hoodies, cozy crew coming soon.
Yeah, I want.
So stay tuned.
My bad. Sorry to cut you off, but yeah, are you good? I want everybody to plug their shit before we wrap. So, Anthony, tell us what you got going on or whatever.
Oh man, just in school, trying to get my styling thing going on and trying to promote my friends' clothing line and just trying to be active in all different kind of scenes and be
Paving the way.
positive. Yeah, and paving the way.
Paving
Yeah,
the way.
Absolutely.
trying to flip a couple of shoes.
Curtis. Curtis, what you got going on, man?
First of all, I love everybody at this table. Y'all my niggas.
Love you too.
I hope everybody
Love you too.
in this room prospers. And, you know, get a lot of things come on to them. I am a photographer. Y'all check my stuff out. It's Ground 10 Pro, GRONDTENPRO. Check me. Check your boy out.
It's worth a follow. Tell your friends. Tell
Yeah,
them.
his shit is dope for real. Hey, so Driss.
Man, you know me, I dwelve and I fucking try to get my foot in the door in a bunch of different like things. So this podcast, obviously, that's one of my ventures. So Sundays, stay tuned every Sunday. We got something new for you. Music wise, I'll be trying to do that. If you want to check me out, SoundCloud, just Driss. Instagram, Twitter, just __ Driss. I'm there. I'm dropping new shit every once in a while. Stay tuned. I'm also like trying to manage some people around the city as well, so you'll see me
Paving the way.
yeah, I'm just trying, man.
Paving the way.
Columbus is on the way, bro. We got a lot of talent here, and I'm trying to show people that they can do it, man.
We got to stick together.
Trying to pave the way.
More importantly,
Bashir, you got
Hey, follow Bashir at Mother Hawaii.
Absolutely not.
Yo, hey, actually, I'm gonna say this though. This is one of the more serious episodes that we had. This for the past couple weeks.
And we're gonna have convos like this. Don't worry, Bashir. I'm gonna Venmo you.
I love you too, nigga.
Yeah, I love you too.
This is dope. This is really dope.
Hey, speaking of Bashir, I wanna say this real quick. Bashir probably has one of the best personalities you'll ever meet. So, hey,
I love Bashir.
yeah, no, he does. One of the most vibrant people you will ever meet in your life.
That's 100.
So, yeah,
Bashir can brighten up any party.
yeah. Oh, hey,
You can bring that nigga anywhere, bro, and that's a safe bet.
absolutely.
What are we talking about?
You won't miss with Bashir.
Bashir being
That
friendly.
will not be a miss.
Oh yeah, he's a friendly ass dude, bro. Friendly.
All right, so Driss, are you ready?
One shout out, not to me, not to anybody else, but it is to somebody, Driss, because y'all gotta understand, not to put down my city. I love my city. I wasn't born here, but I was raised here, and this is what I hold dearly. But it's not a lot of cats in our city who got a lot of drive. So when you run into somebody who trying to do something productive, especially being African American, not to throw race in there, you always got to salute him at all times. So I salute this man for doing his thing. He bought the equipment, he bought the mics, he bought the setups. All he had to do was just bring the personalities and the energy to, make it all whole.
And
I appreciate him.
I appreciate that, and I'm also gonna say I'm just blessed to have all the personalities and people here to do it with too, man. Like,
Absolutely.
I love y'all and shit, man.
Yep.
This is gonna take off.
This was mad sentimental.
Pave the way.
Holy fuck.
Paving the way.
Nah, hey, hold on. We can't end on like a sentimental note. Like, look, can we like? Yeah, tell it.
Fuck these bitches.
Thank you. I was like, I need to fuck you or something. Like niggas.
Oh
like,
yeah, listen to Cozy Tapes, my niggas. Stay
No,
cozy.
Cozy Tapes, bro.
We're not,
my niggas.
plugging the ASAP mob.
ASAP, bro. ASAP all day.
Shout ASAP. Shout Cozy Tapes. Hey, shout out
Hey,
Cozy.
I'm shocked.
Y'all niggas paving the way
I'm
too.
shocked they're making music again. Because they went like fucking 5 years without doing it.
I mean, ASAP first been doing this thing.
Yo, and young nigga to look out for. You're probably gonna hear a lot of this nigga. He was on Cozy Tapes. He's like 15 years old. His name's like Smokey Margella.
Smokey
He's a little
Margella.
nigga, but yeah, he paving the way. He up.
All right, I'm gonna end this on some ignorant ass music.
Fuck these bitches.